You're tuned in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's Long Island Ducks game broadcast will begin shortly. Every game this season will be broadcast live on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network with high-definition video and audio via Boxcast. Fans can tune into the game on the Ducks' official Facebook page and YouTube channel, as well as the team's official website, liducks.com. Thank you for tuning in, and stand by for complete coverage of today's game. 2017 Long Island Ducks season ticket packages are on sale now. Enjoy the best savings and most benefits available to cheer on your hometown team. 10-game mini plans are also on sale and offer fans the same great seats for 10 games throughout 2017, as well as many other exciting opportunities. To find out more information and secure your seats for the 18th season of Ducks baseball, please call 631-940-3825 during normal business hours. The Bethpage Ballpark box office is now open for individual ticket sales. Box office hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Fans can also purchase their tickets by calling 631-940-TIXX or by visiting liducks.com and clicking on the tickets icon. The Ducks offer many packages available for groups with as little as 25 people to as many as 2,000. We offer block seating, pregame and in-game picnics, luxury suites, our exclusive Smokin' Al's party deck, and so much more. In addition, groups have the opportunity to take part in a variety of experiences, such as performing the national anthem or taking the field with the Ducks as the dream team. Group ticket packages for the 2017 season are now on sale. For more information on Ducks group outings, call 631-940-3825 or visit liducks.com. Looking for official Long Island Ducks merchandise, hard-to-find memorabilia, team apparel, and so much more? Then be sure to check out the Waddle In Shop, the official merchandise store of the Ducks. Fans can visit the shop online anytime at liducks.com by clicking on the merchandise icon. Store hours on game days are noon to 4 p.m. and during the game from inside the ballpark only. On non-game days, the store is open Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Children 14 and under can become members of the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Long Island Ducks Kids Club today. Kids will receive a unique gift package and take part in a variety of fun activities that come with being a member of the Kids Club. For more information on how to sign your child up, please call 631-940-3825 during normal business hours. Quacker Jack, the 7-time Best Long Island mascot, is now available for appearances at parties and other special events throughout the Long Island community. Please contact the Community Relations Department at 631-940-3825 to find out more information and to book an appearance. Once again, thank you for tuning in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's game will begin momentarily. You're tuned in to the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network. Today's Long Island Ducks game broadcast will begin shortly. Every game this season will be broadcast live on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network with high-definition video and audio via Boxcast. Fans can tune into the game on the Ducks' official Facebook page and YouTube channel, as well as the team's official website, liducks.com. Thank you for tuning in, and stand by for complete coverage of today's game. 2017 Long Island Ducks season ticket packages are on sale now. Enjoy the best savings and most benefits available to cheer on your hometown team. 10-game mini plans are also on sale and offer fans the same great seats for 10 games throughout 2017, as well as many other exciting opportunities. To find out more information and secure your seats for the 18th season of Ducks baseball, please call 631-940-3825 during normal business hours. The Bethpage Ballpark box office is now open for individual ticket sales. Box office hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Fans can also purchase their tickets by calling 631-940-TIXX or by visiting liducks.com and clicking on the tickets icon. The Ducks offer many packages available for groups with as little as 25 people to as many as 2,000. We offer block seating, pregame and in-game picnics, luxury suites, our exclusive Smokin' Al's party deck, and so much more. In addition, groups have the opportunity to take part in a variety of experiences, such as performing the national anthem or taking the field with the Ducks as the dream team. Group ticket packages for the 2017 season are now on sale. For more information on Ducks group outings, call 631-940-3825 or visit liducks.com.
This is Long Island Ducks baseball.
Justin Davies at the plate, the winning run at third. Crowd going nuts. Swung on, bouncing ball left side, off the mitt, up third baseman Brad Strauss. Here comes Willie Rodriguez. Justin Davies has done it again. The Ducks are one quack away from the championship. Jason Johnson makes the catch. He makes the catch, and the Long Island Ducks have swept the Camden River Sharks. They are the 2004 Atlantic League champions. Going back is Adam Bailey. He settles under it. He makes the catch! Adam Bailey makes the catch! And for a second straight year, the Atlantic League trophy will reside on Long Island. The Ducks are the Atlantic League champions.
Swinging a ground ball, hit toward short, charging in his lines. He fields, throws to first. The comeback is complete. From 2-0 down in the series, the Long Island Ducks have won 3 in a row at home. And for the 5th time in franchise history, they will head to the Atlantic League Championship Series.
And now it's time for the Long Island Ducks pregame show.
Live from Bethpage Ballpark in central Islip, New York, it's time once again for Long Island Ducks baseball. And tonight, it's Game 2 of the 2017 Atlantic League Championship Series between the Long Island Ducks and the York Revolution, with the Revs holding a 1-0 lead, and it's also the final home game of 2017 for the Flock. Well, hello again, everyone. This is Chris King, joined by Michael Pollack. We thank you so much for tuning into Ducks Baseball tonight around the world at liducks.com, at youtube.com/ducksbaseball, and at facebook.com/liducks, and making us part of your Thursday night entertainment. Well, Michael, certainly one of the wildest playoff games in franchise history here last night. It was Game 1 of the championship series, and it went to the Revolution by the final score of 8-7.
It was one of the most bizarre games you will ever see, postseason or not. 4 hours and 18 minutes to decide a winner. It was the Revolution coming out on top, but there's so many things you could look at it. It was high-drama baseball, which is exactly what you want in a championship series game, with all the lead changes going back and forth. It was a little bit sloppy as well. 20 walks between the two teams, and whether it was the starters or the relievers, it seemed like both sides were having trouble with the patience of their hitters, but also having trouble with locating. And in the end, the Revolution certainly happy to come here to Long Island and take the opening game of this series. Obviously, the Ducks now in the same position they were last series, but they went on to win 3 straight games to claim the Liberty Division.
Well, last night it was a pair of righties going head-to-head to start it. Tonight, a pair of lefties, Jake Fisher for Long Island and Frank Gailey for the Revolution. We'll take a break, and when we come back, just some of the many highlights of last night's wild 1-run win for the Revs, and we'll also hear from manager Kevin Baez of the Long Island Ducks about it when we return.
Hey fans, this is Bud Harrelson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Going way back is Joe Holden, and he is looking up, and that one is headed to field 5 at Robert Moses. The waves are gnarly, and the Ducks have tied it at 1.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappy's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappy's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappy's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappy's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappy's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Chris King and Michael Pollack back at Bethpage Ballpark before tonight's Game 2 of this Atlantic League Championship Series between the Long Island Ducks and the York Revolution. Take a listen back to some of the highlights for Long Island from last night's game. Again, a 8-7 win for the Revs. York jumped out to an early 4-0 lead just 2.5 innings in, but the Ducks finally started to get going in the home fifth. With 2 men aboard and 1 out, the 9-man Dan Lyons at the plate for the Flock. The 25-year-old right-hander has been tremendous here, working off the first base side of the rubber as he comes set. Check a second, another check, and then the 1-2. In the air, well hit, left center field. Center fielder Witherspoon going over, he won't get there. It's off the track and to the wall. Delta Cleary Jr. will score. Anthony Vega will score. It's a 2-run double for Dan Lyons, and that cuts the lead in half. It's a 4-2 game. So Long Island finally got going there, and 3 batters later, it was Lou Ford's turn. Chanez, let's go Ducks. The 1-0, hit on the ground through the left side and in the left field. Lyons will score. Alfonso's going to try. He slides in. Going to second is Ford. They tag him out there, but not before Lou drives in 2 with a 2-out single that has tied this game at 4. In the inning, the Ducks get 4 runs on 3 hits. There was a pair of walks and nobody left. Brand new ball game. Tied at 4 on the Ducks and Revs as we head to the 6th on Long Island. So what a huge hit for Lou Ford to bring Long Island even. The Ducks would actually take their first lead of the game in the bottom of the 6th with 2 out and Alex Berg at second. It was Delta Cleary Jr. at the dish. And they count 2-2 on Delta Cleary Jr. Can he bring home Alex Berg from second with a go-ahead run? Click a check of him, and then the pitch. Hit on the ground, into center field for a base hit. Alex Berg will turn third and score. Delta Cleary Jr. with an RBI single. And Long Island has their first lead of the night. It is 5-4 Flock here in the last of the 6th. So the Ducks come all the way back from 4-0 down to take the lead. They found themselves trailing, though, 6-5 in the bottom of the 7th. Once again, Lou Ford at the plate. This time Dan Lyons at third with 2 away. Ezel from the middle of the rubber, deals, and Ford bounces it over his head. Going to be a tough play. Dent Fields fires, not in time! An infield single for Lou Ford. Dan Lyons scores from third, and this game is tied at 6th in the bottom of the 7th. Lou has done it again.
How about that Lou Ford, Louie. Infield single, age 41, busting it down the first baseline, and there was nothing Ryan Dent, the shortstop, could do. Lou beats it barely, but enough to tie this baby up.
His 3rd hit of the night, his 3rd run batted in. We are tied at 6. So tied at 6 there. Again, it was tied at 6 after 7 innings. The Revs would get 2 in the 8th. The Ducks won in that frame, and York would hang on for an 8-7 win as both teams went scoreless in the 9th. A couple hours back, I sat down with the manager of the Long Island Ducks, Kevin Baez, to get his thoughts on a tough 1-run loss last night in Game 1. Here's KB.
Well, I'm unhappy because I think we fought back. We were obviously down 4-0, came back and got ahead going into the 7th and just couldn't hold the lead. So, a lot of walks. And also one thing we did and we try to avoid is getting the bunts, getting the outs, taking the outs. And we had to play, even though he probably was out, but the bottom line is they called him safe. And then they get a big inning.
Well, what was more bizarre for you, 4 hours and 18 minutes to play 9 innings or 20 combined walks from the 13 pitchers?
Oof. You know what? The walks, because obviously I don't care how long it takes. I'll stay here all day. I want to win the game. I love being out on the field, but the walks very concerning. Both teams. So, and it wasn't the umpire. It definitely wasn't the umpire. Did a good job. It was just guys missing.
All right, one lineup change for you tonight. Angelo Sanko comes out. Ruben Gotay in.
Yeah, just Ruben, veteran, switch hitter. Got a lefty going. I'm not saying Sanko can't hit lefties. He can. Just one of those things where I was just trying to get, Gotay in there and trying to keep my defense, Vega's still out there and playing defense in the outfield. So, he'll be back in there tomorrow, Sanko.
Let's talk about your lefty who starts tonight, Jake Fisher, coming off just an incredible complete game in Game 3 of the opening round series against the Patriots.
Outstanding. I mean, he just gave us what we needed. We didn't think he was going to give us a complete game, but he was just cruising along, and I was watching and let him cruise. And, it just a great performance, and, hopefully he could give us a big-time performance tonight.
How about the southpaw on the other side? You know Frank Gailey very well.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good pitcher. He mixes it up, arm angles, speeds, and he's a competitor. So we faced him a number of times. So we know what to expect, and he's a good pitcher. So we got our work cut out for us, but we feel like with Fisher, he'll keep us in the game, and hopefully we get our bats going.
Well, Kevin, if you get the win tonight, it's a split. It puts you exactly where you were in the Liberty Division Championship Series against Somerset. Would that give you confidence going into York even at one game apiece?
Sure. I mean, we had a meeting today, obviously, before we stretch, and that's something I said. I said, hey, guys, we were here last week, and, a good team in York. We feel like we're a good team. Just got to bounce back, get tonight's victory, and go to York and try to take 2 over there.
Yeah, how about the fact that you won both road games in Somerset, and in York earlier this year, you actually swept them in a 4-game series in their own park. How much will that help when you arrive very early tomorrow morning?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll help. It just shows that we play well there and we could win there. So that's always a confidence booster. So, we'll look forward to tonight's game and get on the bus and head over to York and look forward to the challenge and, the excitement of the playoffs are here, and we're looking forward to it.
Kevin, thanks for the time as always.
Thank you, King.
Again, that is the manager of the Long Island Ducks, Kevin Baez. We'll take a break, and when we come back, a closer look at the pitching matchup for this Game 2 of tonight's Atlantic League Championship Series contest between the Ducks and the Revs. Jake Fisher, the lefty, goes for Long Island against fellow southpaw Frank Gailey for the Revolution.
Hey, fans. This is manager Kevin Baez, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Oh, I love it. The color of my new Nicolat patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolat walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolat pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolat's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolat. Visit Nicolat.com.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Chris King and Michael Pollock back at Bethpage Ballpark, moments away from first pitch for tonight's Game 2 of this Atlantic League Championship Series. And Michael, last night we had a pair of righties going head-to-head. Tonight it's the lefties' turn, and boy, what a great one for Long Island. What a great late-season pickup for the flock. Southpaw Jake Fisher goes for the Ducks, and longtime veteran Frank Gailey, the lefty, for York.
On paper, it is a terrific matchup between two very good lefties. Fisher, you can't ask for any more out of him compared to what he has done in his 3 starts since coming here to Long Island. Obviously, Game 3 of the Liberty Division Championship Series, one of 3 Ducks pitchers now in team history to throw a complete game in the postseason. He allowed just 1 run against Somerset in front of 8,000 plus at TD Bank Ballpark. He was absolutely phenomenal, got ahead with first pitch strikes early and often throughout the game, and really only faced one tough jam. Obviously sucks for him that he wasn't able to get that complete game shutout, but still a very good performance.
And on the other side of the ledger, Frank Gailey, the league leader in wins this year with 14. And I think something to watch tonight. Again, these Revolution have never seen Jake Fisher. The Ducks have seen an awful lot of Frank Gailey 4 times this year and plenty more over the last 3 seasons now total as a member of the Revolution.
Yeah, that is definitely a good thing, is that the Ducks have the familiarity with Gailey, having seen him often this year. They know kind of what he does. Now, granted, he's had some starts where he struggled, specifically in his start during the Freedom Division Championship Series when he allowed 7 runs in 4 1/3 innings. But he's also had some starts where he's looked flat out dominant, and that's a big reason why he's got the 14 wins this year. So it's really for Gailey a matter of which Gailey shows up tonight. Are we going to see the Gailey that has been dominant, or are we going to see the Gailey that has struggled? And if I know Frank Gailey on this stage, after a tough start his last time out, he's going to come out and wanting to flip the script this time out.
And another story tonight. It is the final home game for the Long Island Ducks. This series will move to York for the next 3 games. If we need them all tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, it's always kind of bittersweet when a home season comes to an end, Michael. But when it comes to an end in an Atlantic League Championship Series, no better way for these fans to celebrate.
And it's actually 5 months to the day to the first home game of the season on April 28th when the Ducks took on the New Britain Bees. So the Ducks are at this point. They obviously wanted to get to this point of being here in the Atlantic League Championship Series. Now they have a chance tonight.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? For the land of the free and the
A beautiful rendition of our national anthem tonight. That is Kelly Fallon. And now trying to follow it up. Always a difficult task. Here's Michael Pollack with our starting lineup.
Thank you very much, Chris King. So for the York Revolution, managed by Mark Mason, after a win last night, 8-7, in which the Revs had 12 hits, why change things up? They'll go with the exact same lineup as they had last night. Alonzo Harris will lead things off in left field. Jared Mitchell will bat second and play right field. The 3-hitter and second baseman is Ruby Silva, and in the cleanup spot is the dangerous Telvin Nash. He will play first base. Michael Burgess, the designated hitter, bats fifth. Isaiah Tejeda will do the catching and hit sixth. Travis Witherspoon is the center fielder. He bats seventh. In the eighth spot is the shortstop, Ryan Dent. And in the ninth spot for the Revolution is their third baseman. That is Chase Simpson. Again, they will all be facing Long Island Ducks left-hander Jake Fisher. On the other side for Kevin Baez's Long Island Ducks, very similar lineup, just one change. Giovanni Alfonso leads things off at third base. Elmer Reyes, the second baseman, will bat second. Hitting third and playing left field is Lou Ford, and in the cleanup spot is the first baseman. That is Mark Krause. The only change is Ruben Gotay going into the lineup. He is inserted as the designated hitter into the number 5 spot of the order. Angelo Sanko has the night off. Alex Berg will do the catching and hit sixth. Delta Cleary Jr. is in center field batting seventh. The 8-hitter and right fielder is Anthony Vega. And rounding things out for the Ducks is the shortstop, Dan Lyons. And the Ducks will be facing left-hander Frank Gailey.
So on the hill for Long Island, going through his warm-ups, the 27-year-old right-hander from Norman, Oklahoma, 5'11", 180 pounds, left-hander, Jake Fisher, who again came to the Ducks late in the season in a trade with independent Windy City of the Frontier League. He was a Thunderbolt prior to joining the Ducks, pitched 2 games to close out the regular season, and then, as Michael has talked about, was outstanding Friday night, Game 3 in Bridgewater, New Jersey against the Somerset Patriots. A complete game, 6-hitter, allowing only 1 run, and that came with 2 outs in the 8th inning, so he was that close to a shutout. Michael, he walked 2 and struck out 9, and that gave the Ducks their first lead of that series, which they would win the very next night.
And I still think one of the most impressive things about that is he went out, he got an early lead, which was certainly helpful. The Ducks scored 3 in the first against Will Oliver, but really just shut that crowd out right away from the get-go. Over 8,000 in attendance at TD Bank Ballpark, the largest crowd in Atlantic League playoff history, and they were out of it from the get-go thanks to the Ducks offense and Fisher's work on the mound.
Well, Fisher is ready, as is Alonzo Harris digging in. The first pitch of tonight's game is in there for a strike, 0-1 to Alonzo Harris. So 6:39 our time of the first pitch, and we'll get our temperature after the second pitch. Much cooler than last night. Here we go. And that's a strike as well, 0-2.
Subject Transportation Services temperature of tonight's ball game,
is 72 degrees.
72 degrees. Last night we were 79 with oppressive humidity. Tonight, Michael, no humidity at all and just a gentle breeze blowing across right now from left to right. The 0-2 here to Harris is down and in on a breaking ball, so ball 1.
Yeah, this is my kind of weather, Chris. I like this.
It's great.
Cool weather, dry. It's still warm enough to still be able to sit out comfortably, but it is definitely a nice breeze blowing, a nice night to be out here at the ballpark to watch some championship series baseball.
Yeah, it feels like postseason baseball. Last night felt like mid-July baseball, and again, a marathon of 4 hours and 18 minutes. Boy, Harris gets into it deep to left. Lou Ford going back, looking up, and it clears both walls in left. His second homer of the playoffs. Alonzo Harris has done it again, and he gives the Revs a 1-0 lead, one batter in.
Well, Alonzo Harris certainly seems to be the leading candidate among many who I've talked to be the Atlantic League's Player of the Year this year. He can do it all, gets on base, hits for average, hits for power, and had 23 home runs during the regular season. Fell behind in the count right away to Fisher. A good way for Fisher to start off in the count, but left a pitch out over the plate, and Alonzo Harris not going to miss many of those, and he deposits it well over the left field wall.
He led off 4 games this season with home runs in the regular season for the York Revolution, and he leads off a playoff game here with a homer, and the Revs have the early 1-0 lead. Here's the right fielder in two-man from the left side, Jared Mitchell, and he takes strike 1. So Jake Fisher, again, first time seeing the York Revolution, Michael, and he only gave up 1 run the entire game. Friday night in New Jersey, he gives up an early run here, 1 batter in. Well, strike 1 to Mitchell now, and then ball 1 away, a ball and a strike.
And again, that run didn't come until there were 2 outs, bases empty in the 9th inning. He allowed a single and then an RBI double that was almost robbed at the wall by Lou Ford for the only run of the game.
Alonzo Harris also had a solo homer in Game 2 of the Freedom Division Championship Series, as here Mitchell goes the other way, this time playable for Ford and left, and he'll make the grab for the first out.
And now it's going to be how Fisher responds, because again, this is the first time that the Revolution are seeing Fisher. So New York, normally a very aggressive team. I think first time through the order, they're going to try and work the pitch count up a little bit against Fisher. That was something Somerset didn't do. They were hacking very early in the count, and that's what allowed Fisher to keep his pitch count down so much that he was able to go the complete distance in that game. Here, I think York might try to drive that pitch count up a little bit, wait to see what he's doing before they might swing early.
All right, here's Ruby Silva, the second baseman in 3-man, a left-handed batter, and he takes ball 1. Silva, their leading hitter in the postseason thus far, batting .391, no homers, 2 runs batted in. The 1-0 to him is in there on the outside corner to even it up, says home plate umpire Richard Katz. He's joined by David Speranza at first, Jorge Teran at second, and Matt Hensel around at third. 1-0 Rebs here in the top of the first. 1 away, nobody aboard, and a 1-1 to Silva is chased at and missed, the ball and 2 strikes.
And one thing Fisher does really well, he's not a guy who's going to overpower you too much with velocity on the fastballs, but he can mix up that fastball with a very good breaking ball and an excellent changeup, and that is what enables him to get ahead of so many batters.
1-2. Tried for that same spot and missed it. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and you can see Jake Fisher, the lefty, works off the extreme third base corner of that rubber. Once again, almost like Matt Larkins likes to work the other side, almost off the side of the rubber, not using the long side that faces home plate, right on the corner. 2-2 is pulled on the ground to second for Elmer Reyes. Little worm burner. He flips to first, and there's 2 away.
Well, defensively tonight for the Long Island Ducks, Lou Ford in left, Alta Cleary Jr. in center, and Anthony Vega is around and right. On the infielder, you have Giovanni Alfonso at third. Dan Lyons is the shortstop, Elmer Reyes at second base, and Mark Krause over at first. Alex Berg doing the catching for Jake Fisher.
So 2 away, and here is Telvin Nash, the cleanup man and first baseman, a right-handed swinger, hitting .250 in the postseason, already with 2 homers and 5 runs batted in, the 5 ribbies, second most of any Revolution. Again, both of these teams wrapped up their opening round playoff series in 4 games. Ducks dispatching the Somerset Patriots. Revs knocked off the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs to get to the championship series. But again, York taking game 1 here last night, 8-7, as Fisher misses down and in here to Nash with ball 1. And the series will shift to Pennsylvania for the rest of it. Tomorrow night, game 3 at 6:30. Saturday, if necessary, game 4 at 6:30. And Sunday, if necessary, 1 o'clock for a potential winner-take-all game 5. Be a 1-0 here coming to Nash. And that one downstairs, 2-0.
I think one thing that you definitely talked about with Kevin that was good was the Ducks had a good amount of success this year at Peoples Bank Park. I know a lot of it was earlier in the year, but I think they're pretty comfortable playing there, and hopefully that would work out to their advantage once this series shifts that way.
Yeah, Ducks went 6-4 there during the year and 5-5 here. Big charity hop at third for Alfonso, who lobs over to Kraus at first, and that'll do it for the York Revolution. But they do get a run on a hit. Alonzo Harris's second homer of the postseason, a solo shot that cleared both walls in left, give the Revs the early 1-0 lead. Again, middle of the first in Game 2 of this championship series. It's the York Revolution 1 and the Long Island Ducks coming to bat.
Hey fans, this is pitcher John Brownell, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Long Island's Ford Giant is celebrating its 60th year anniversary. Stop by Sayville Ford to check out their state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
Bethpage Ballpark is a great place to watch a ball game, so why not do so from some of the best seats in the house? The Ducks are proud to present the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden. Open for all fans on nights when the Smokin' Owl's party deck has not been reserved, the Beer Garden will feature a variety of frosty draft and bottled brews, as well as several food choices. The area has been decked out with bar rail seating and Ducks branded furniture to provide a comfortable atmosphere for everyone. Be sure to stop by and check out the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden on your next visit to the ballpark. Well, fans, a reminder that every walk by a Ducks batter this season was brought to you by City MD Urgent Care. There are over 15 City MD locations across Long Island, offering the comprehensive quality care that you need the moment you need it. City MD Urgent Care. Need a doctor, just walk in.
Well, we have at the bottom of the first, the York Revolution with an early 1-0 lead, courtesy of Alonzo Harris, solo homer to lead off the game. And to lead it off for Long Island, it's Giovanni Alfonso, their third baseman, and right-handed swinger. Again, he's hitting 200 in the postseason. No homers, 4 runs batted in, the 4 RBIs, second on the flock. Facing lefty Frank Gailey, whose first pitch misses, and the count 1-0. Again, Gailey, a 31-year-old southpaw from Conshohocken, Pennsylvania, about 90 miles east of York, just outside of Philadelphia is where he was born. 5'9", 190-pounder. Low and inside, and it's 2-0 now to Alfonso.
A+ to you on your pronunciation of Conshohocken.
Got it from Darrell Henry. Darrell Henry, the local York guy. I told him I'd probably asked him this 10 times over the last 3 years that we've seen Frank Gailey, but want to make sure I get Conshohocken right, and we did tonight. Here's a strike in there, and it's 2-1 now on Alfonso.
Hopefully, if his family is listening back in his hometown, they appreciate the work we have done to get that right.
Again, his third year as a member of the Revs is Gailey aboard here getting a strike, and it's 2-2, and he is already top 5 in franchise history in wins and games pitched and strikeouts. He's really done a great job and coming off by far his best season. Again, a 14-9 regular campaign. The 14 wins led the Atlantic League. So the winningest pitcher in the league this year on the hill for the Revs tonight. Here a swing and a miss by Alfonso, but it gets away from Tejeda. Tough throw to first, but nice job by Telvin Nash there, doing a little tap dance across the foul line to grab the ball in time to get the out on Alfonso, one away.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was going to end up being an out for the Revolution. We saw last night some issues with the throwing arm of Isaiah Tejeda on a couple of stolen base attempts down to second. And there, that throw was not perfectly on target either, but a good job, as you mentioned, by Telvin Nash to change his footwork, which is not the easiest thing to do at first base, but he was able to do so very quickly and get that out.
So here's Elmer Reyes hitting .227 in the playoffs. No homers, a run batted in. The two-man and right-swinging second baseman takes the lefty Gailey's pitch up and away for a ball, and the count 1-0. Again, Gailey in the regular season 14-9 with a 4.11 ERA. His 28 starts also led the league. 1-0 here is hacked back to the netting, and the count even now on Elmer Reyes at a ball and a strike.
And Gailey's lone start of the year against the Ducks here at Bethpage Ballpark came way back on May the 8th, a very good one. 6 scoreless innings, struck out 7, and allowed just 4 hits and 2 walks.
Now, overall, he faced the Ducks 4 times, had a 3-1 record and a 3.48 ERA. But as Michael told you, the other 3 games were all in Pennsylvania. So the Ducks have seen a lot of Frank Gailey. And again, the Revs have not seen Jake Fisher at all prior to tonight. 2 balls and a strike now on Elmer Reyes for the flock. Ducks down 1-0 here in the home first. Rips it into left field, hanging breaking ball that Gailey left up in the zone. And the Ducks have their first hit and base runner, the tying run aboard.
Well, go figure. Elmer Reyes, the only member of the Ducks lineup tonight that did not get a hit in last night's game. Gotay didn't play. And Angelo Sanko was the only other Duck that had not gotten on base in the game. So, I'm sorry, the only two that had not gotten on base in the game. But first at bat tonight, got a hanging breaking ball over the plate and a good solid line drive and a left for Reyes.
So 1 on, 1 out, and here is Lou Ford, the three-man and left fielder, from the right side, hitting .348 in the playoffs. Now the second best average on the club. No homers, 5 runs batted in. That leads Long Island. Here Gailey misses up and away to Ford. Coming off a great game last night, 3 for 5. He drove in 3 runs, and it was actually the 4th 3-hit game of the playoffs already for the Long Island Ducks. Krause has a pair of them, and Berg has one, too. Gailey gets an inside strike, and it's even up on Ford now at 1-1.
Ford has done really well going back to the regular season, has reached base safely in 8 of his last 9, had 2 other multi-hit games already in the playoffs, and now has a third.
So Reyes right at the cutout at first. Gailey checks him and comes home. And Lou missing there, the off-speed offering. Swinging through it for strike 2. Well, behind Frank Gailey tonight, he's got Telvin Nash at first, Ruby Silva at second, Ryan Dent at short, and Chase Simpson's at third. Alonzo Harrison left, Travis Witherspoon in center, Jared Mitchell in right, and Isaiah Tejeda is the catcher. And talk about a lollipop to first, Michael. That was about as high as you can throw a ball to first base that time, a calling card from Frank Gailey.
See some lefties try and get over there quickly. That was certainly the exact opposite.
The 1-2 is bounced to third. Simpson will play it. On the run throw, one hop, and it gets past Telvin Nash. Going for third is Elmer Reyes. He's going to try to score, and he will. Oh, the Ducks take a big turn there at third by Reyes. Finds his way home, and on a throwing error, Long Island has tied this game at 1.
Yeah, that's going to be an error all the way on Chase Simpson, and good base running by the Ducks for Ford to go all the way to third on the play, for Elmer Reyes to score all the way from first on that play. And Chase Simpson just simply rushed that throw. He's getting more playing time at third base because of an injury to Carlos Trienfeld, a former big leaguer who had been playing third base. And they're just a wild throw. He had 7 errors during the regular season, rushed that throw, and Nash couldn't pick it at first base.
So both teams played errorless baseball last night. The first error by Chase Simpson, a big one. Here's Mark Krause, and he got a piece of it, says home plate umpire Richard Katz, but strike 1 to Krause, the cleanup man and first baseman from the left side. So the Ducks get the run right back as Reyes scores from first. Lou Ford goes all the way to third. And now a chance with a fly ball for the Flock to take the lead, but Krause can't connect here. It's 0-2. Mark hitting .333 in the postseason, no homers, and a run batted in. So he will step out, try to break the rhythm here of Frank Gailey, who gets 2 quick strikes on him. And again, Ford leading into foul territory away from third base. Lefty-lefty matchup as Gailey deals. And again, chasing one off the plate was Krause. He's got his second strikeout of the inning, 2 gone.
Very unlike Mark Krause, who usually has a terrific eye at home plate. Very rarely will swing at pitches that far out of the zone, but Gailey with good breaking ball stuff on that slider going down and away, and he got Krause to chase out of the zone, strikes out a dangerous hitter on 3 pitches, and now it'll be up to Ruben Gotay with 2 outs to try and give the Ducks the lead.
Michael talked about it. This is the only change in the lineup from last night. The 5-hitter in DH was Angelo Sanko, and tonight it's Ruben Gotay. So again, Sanko, a lefty swinger. Instead, Kevin Baez goes with a switch hitter, Gotay here, the veteran who will bat right-handed, and he is immediately hit by that Gailey pitch. So that puts him aboard. Now runners at the corners for Alex Berg.
Richard Katz was very quick to get out there, kind of in between Gailey and Gotay. I don't know why he was that quick to do that. I don't see any reason why there would be any sort of malcontent between the two, but unfortunate for Gotay. He doesn't play last night, gets back into the lineup, and can't even swing the bat first time up as Gailey misses up and inside. So a free 2-out base runner for the Ducks, and now we'll see if Alex Berg can make the Revolution pay.
Yeah, there was one Rev who was hit last night. That was Telvin Nash, the only hit batter of the game, but I agree with you, Michael. Richard Katz there was taking no chances, getting immediately to the other side of Ruben Gotay in case he had any mind to say something to Frank Gailey. So Gotay takes his base. He's at first. Ford still at third. And with 2 outs, here's the 6-hitter and catcher from the right side, Alex Berg. And a backdoor breaking ball misses. It's 1-0.
One thing Gailey does that's very similar to Fisher is he likes to use that off speed, the breaking ball, the changeup, tries to keep the hitters off balance with that. Both pitchers, both lefties tonight have plus changeups, and they're certainly going to try and use that throughout the course of this game to their advantage.
The 1-0 coming to Alex. And that low and in for ball 2. Again, Berg, the Ducks' leading hitter in the postseason, batting .412. He's got a homer and a run batted in. 0 for 3 last night, though, after hitting .500 in the 4-game series victory over Somerset. He went 7 for 14 in the Liberty Division Championship Series. 2-0 there. He chased one down low. May have got a piece of it, but it's strike one to the Ducks' backstop.
I know one thing you and I talked about so much was his success against Somerset during the regular season, how well he hit against the Patriots. Obviously translated that into the postseason. This year, only a .246 hitter against the Revolution, so things might be a little bit tougher this time around for Alex Berg.
Again, 0 for 3 last night, but he did draw a walk. He stole a base, which he hadn't done all year, and he scored a run. Here he gets a piece of it, going down to a knee almost, to make sure he got something on it, and it evens up the count at 2-2. So deuces are certainly wild here. 2 men on, 2 men out, 2 balls and 2 strikes on number 2-3 for Long Island, Alex Berg. Can he get Lou Ford home from third and give Long Island the early lead? Again, the Ducks last night trailed 4-0 before rallying and scoring 4 times in the 5th to tie the game before taking a lead of 5-4. 2-2 here is in there, a called third strike. So Frank Gailey ends up striking out the side, but the Ducks do get a run on a hit that was an error, and 2 men left. We've played one tonight in Game 2 of the Atlantic League Championship Series. The Ducks and Revolution are tied at 1.
Hey fans, this is shortstop Dan Lyons, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the Magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit PSEGLINY.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owl's party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nickolock Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
To the second inning we go of a 1-1 game, Game 2 of the Atlantic League Championship Series between the Ducks and the Revolution. It is time for the Ducks Health Report, which is brought to you by Island Shore Physical Therapy, the official therapist of the Long Island Ducks. Well, both these teams are healthy. The only guy to talk about is John Brownell, who will start Game 3 tomorrow. He had tweaked his ankle pitching in the Liberty Division Championship Series, the opener of that series here at Bethpage Ballpark, but has been getting treatment ever since. He feels strong. He feels good to go. Talked to him a little bit before the game and said he's ready for his start tomorrow night in York, Pennsylvania for Game 3 of this Atlantic League Championship Series, when he'll go up against fellow righty Victor Mateo.
Again, earlier this season, the Ducks went into York for a 4-game series, their first set in York, and they actually won all 4 games. And I remember, Michael, I sent you an email at the time. I went back through the record books. I believe it was only the 4th or 5th time in the entire 18-year history of the Ducks that they swept a 4-game series in a road park, so a true rarity.
Yeah, it's very difficult to do no matter where you are. Even if you're at home, it's not easy to get a 4-game sweep, but to do it on the road, to do it in that park, which at times has given the Ducks some trouble, was very impressive, though I will say that was a very different York Revolution team than you see on the field right now.
Well, here's Michael Burgess to lead off the top of the second in a 1-1 game, and Jake Fisher drops in strike one on him. Burgess in the playoffs hitting .278, a pair of homers, and he leads the squad with 6 runs batted in. Had a huge 3-run homer here last night in the top of the third that made it a 4-0 game in favor of the Revolution. And Michael, he showed us his opposite field power as he cleared both walls in left, so an oppo blast to drive in 3. 1-1 now is the count on him as Fisher works quickly to him. Takes that one down and away for ball 2.
And then you look out in the field, you can see the Ducks respecting that, because usually with him at the plate, you'd see a big shift. But Lyons is still on the third base side of second. Alfonso, although off the line, is still playing over near third base. So there's not really much of a shift for Michael Burgess.
2-1 to him is pulled this time on the ground for Reyes. To his left, easy play to Mark Krause for the opening out here of the visitors' second. Again, Michael, we've seen a lot of opposite field home runs in this park, but not too many that clear both walls on an opposite field drive.
No, that was certainly impressive, and Michael Burgess has a ton of power. We first saw it when he was with Somerset in 2015 when he helped them to a championship, and really has had another nice season for York. He's not a guy who's going to hit for a high average, but when he connects right, he'll hit the ball a long way. He doesn't get cheated on many home runs.
So Jake Fisher has retired 4 in a row after giving up the leadoff homer to Alonzo Harris to open the game. And here's the catcher and sixth man from the right side for the Revolution. It's Isaiah Tejeda. First pitch to him, he went after it, hit a little nubber. The catcher, Bird, calls off his pitcher, Fisher. Kind of an awkward shot put to first base, but Mark Krause able to grab it for the second out.
That's a good play there by Berg to get out from behind home plate. It was in that in-between area almost half the way up the first base line by the time Berg got to it, but he had to get there quickly. Fortunately for him, it was Tejeda running and not one of the speedsters like Mitchell or Harris, but a good job by Berg to get it, and as you mentioned, how to make that awkward off-balance throw to first where you have to kind of shift your weight quickly. You're very big in the hockey world, so you know about shifting weight, shifting your body weight, and how difficult that is and how much you practice it. But before this series started, the Ducks had defensive drills on the field, infield, outfield, pitchers, fielding practice, bunt plays to work on things exactly like that.
So 2 quick ground ball outs, and here's Travis Witherspoon, the center fielder and 7-man from the right side, and he sees ball 1. Witherspoon hitting .227 in the playoffs, no homers, and a single run batted in. So Jake Fisher trying to retire the side in order here very quickly, behind 1-0 to Witherspoon. And he went after it there, may have got a piece, but it evens things up at 1-1. Witherspoon last night 1 for 5. He did strike out 3 times. That's something he did a lot in the regular season. Fanned 142 times, third most of any player in the Atlantic League. So always a free swinger is Travis Witherspoon. And there he is again, not connecting again, and it's 1-2.
You mentioned it. He's one of those free swinging types, but when he does put the ball in play, he's a tough out because he's got a lot of speed, and he does have a bit of pop in that bat too. So it's not a guy you want to make a mistake over the plate to, but he is a guy that will certainly chase out of the zone.
Had 7 triples this year. That was second in the league. So power and speed, and here he puts it deep in the shortstop hole. Lyons sets, fires, long throw, Krause to dig, on one hop, he got him! Oh, what a job by Long Island, and that will retire the side in order. Again, the Revs have just been retired. 1-2-3, making this another PSEG Long Island energy efficient inning. With energy efficiency programs from PSEG Long Island, saving on your electric bill is also as easy as 1-2-3. Visit PSEGLINY.com/save money. One more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you. Middle of the second, game 2 of the Atlantic League Championship Series. The Ducks and Revolution remain tied at 1.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Dennis O'Grady, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit PSEGLINY.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Hey Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Bethpage Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel Hauppauge, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 631-231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Well, we head to the bottom of the second inning in a 1-1 game for Long Island. Their 7-hitter and center fielder, the switch hitting Delta Cleary Jr., in from the right side against the lefty, Frank Gailey. So Gailey stares into Isaiah Tejeda. Delta ready for the first pitch he'll see. And he takes for a ball, 1-0. Cleary hitting .278 in the playoffs, fourth best average on the Ducks, no homers, and a run knocked in. The 1-0 is a backdoor curve for a strike. 1-1 now, 1-1 on Delta. Nice game last night for Delta. 2 for 3 with a single, a double, a walk, a stolen base, scored twice, and drove in a run in the 8-7 loss. Here he bounces a high one towards second. Going to be a tough play for Ruby Silva at the belt. Got it to first. Nice job by Nash to grab the throw there, Michael. That was a little off the mark, and he got the speedy Cleary for the first down.
Ruby Silva may be new to this league, but he understands that Cleary Jr. has great speed and did a good job to get to that one quickly and get rid of it quickly. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been able to get Cleary Jr. out, but they were able to beat the hustling center fielder up the first base line.
So one gone. Here's the right fielder, an 8-man from the left side. It's Anthony Vega, hitting .273 in the postseason. That's fifth best on the flock. Does have a homer and has driven in 2. So lefty-lefty matchup for Frank Gailey here at the belt. And he drops in strike one on Vega. Vega last night 0 for 1, scored a run and drew 3 walks. The Ducks set a season high last night by drawing 11 walks in the game. The Revs drew 9 walks. 13 pitchers in the game, Michael, combined to walk 20 batters in a 9-inning contest that took 4 hours and 18 minutes.
It was certainly a marathon, that is to put it lightly.
Well, the Revs came out on top, though, 8-7 to take game 1. The 1-1 here to Vega. Up the middle, will this one get through? Cut off by Silva, throws across the body, and got him in time. Boy, I thought Vega beat the throw, but first base umpire David Speranza says no, 2 away.
From the naked eye, I thought he was out. It was close. Bang, bang play. Kevin Baez and Billy Horn both not arguing with David Speranza, who, of course, was the umpire at second base on that throw by Alex Berg down to second on the bunt single. Last night, that was another bang, bang play, in which it looked like the runner might have been out. But there, another very nice play by Ruby Silva.
So quickly a pair of ground ball outs to Rudy Silva. And here's Dan Lyons, the shortstop and 9-hitter from the right side to face Frank Gailey. Lyons just hitting .214 in the playoffs. No homers, but his 3 runs batted in are third on Long Island. So after Fisher tossed the 1-2-3 top of the inning, Gailey trying to do the same in the bottom of the frame. And he starts Lyons out with some backdoor breaking stuff for strike 1. Danny last night 1 for 2 with a double. Drew 2 walks, scored 2 runs, knocked in 2. 0-1. Is pulled on the ground to third. Chase Simpson with plenty of time to put it across, and 1-2-3 go the Ducks. We're 2 complete in Central Islip tonight. The Revs and Ducks are tied at 1 in Game 2 of the 2017 Atlantic League Championship Series.
Hey fans, this is Bud Harrelson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Going way back is Joe Holden. And he is looking up, and that one is headed to field 5 at Robert Moses. The waves are gnarly, and the Ducks have tied it at 1. That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappy's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappy's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappy's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappy's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappy's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
New York Sports Day is one of the largest independent New York sports news sources out there for coverage of the Long Island Ducks, the Mets and Yankees, major and minor league baseball, football, basketball, hockey, and soccer. Visit nysportsday.com. New York Sports Day, your independent Gotham sports news source.
So we head to the third here in Central Islip. Ducks and Revolution tied at 1. And Jake Fisher, after giving up a leadoff homer to Alonzo Harris to open the game, has retired 6 in a row, the last 5 all via ground ball outs. So we'll start with the 8-man and shortstop from the right. It's Ryan Dent for the Revolution.
New York Revolution, the shortstop, number 17, Ryan Dent. Number 17.
Dent, a .278 hitter in the playoffs, no homers, and a run batted in. So Jake Fisher trying to stay hot here, 6 straight up and down after the Harris homer that gave the Revs the 1-0 lead in the top half of the first. You can hear that wind whipping now as takes a strike. We look out, Mike, towards right field. There are 7 flags there, and it looks like every one of them is about to rip off the poles as, again, Hurricane Maria is off the east end of Long Island. We're getting that wind tonight. Here, Fisher misses inside. A ball and a strike to Dent.
Fortunately, it seems like most of it will stay away from the island, but that wind certainly whipping. They were talking about the swells on the water certainly growing as well, and we can see that here tonight.
1-1. And that in there for strike 2. I had a buddy who was out at Jones Beach today, and he said it was the highest waves he's ever seen. And again, he's a longtime surfer. He wasn't even going to take the board out. Said he saw some 20-foot waves at Jones Beach today. Just don't see that at Jones Beach ever. So again, we'll see if the wind affects anything right now, pushing hard from left toward right. And here this will be the first look at what it might do as Mark Krause going toward the seats. Will the wind keep it in? It does on the track in foul territory for out number 1.
And see, it's funny because when I saw that ball go in the air, I said, you know what, on a normal night, that's an easy out, but that one might go into the crowd with the way that wind was whipping. But 20-foot waves, that is some impressive stuff, and you would think that surfers would want to go out in that and take advantage, but at the same time, so dangerous when you see weather like that and waves like that coming into this area.
So again, we'll see what the wind does. Now it dies down a little bit, but again, could certainly affect balls like that one that luckily stayed in play for Mark Krause. So 7 in a row retired by the lefty Jake Fisher, and here's the only man he's yet to face, the 9-hitter and third baseman Chase Simpson, and he misses there with the first pitch. Simpson hitting .333 in the playoffs, third best average on the Revolution, does have a homer, and he's knocked in 4. Again, these Revs lived and died by the homer in the regular season, 139 home runs in the regular season to lead the Atlantic League. They hit 5 more in knocking off Southern Maryland in their opening round series and have 2 in this series. Michael Burgess last night, Alonzo Harris tonight. Here's a strike, and it's 1-1 on Chase Simpson.
Going into this series, that was going to be one of the big keys, whether or not this Ducks pitching staff, which was the best among the 4 teams in the first round of the playoffs, could keep this Revolution lineup inside the ballpark.
1-1 here is a strike. And again, it's not just one player, Michael. They have 5 players that all have 14 or more home runs. So it's not like you can get through 1 or 2 or 3 guys and say, okay, no more home run threats. It really is up and down the lineup.
Yeah, everybody in that lineup can contribute. Everybody has that ability to hit it out of the ballpark. And Simpson was a guy who didn't do much during the regular season and has gotten off to such a good start.
1-2 to him is grounded foul near Enola Polanco, the longtime Atlantic Leaguer and coach of the Revolution. He'll flip it towards the dugout.
He and Mark Mason were the only 2 that were a part of this York Revolution team, whether as a player or as a coach, when these 2 met in the 2011 championship series. The Ducks have 2 players who are holdovers, and that is Lou Ford and Dan Lyons, along with, of course, manager Kevin Baez and coach Buddy Harrelson.
Well, the crowd getting behind Jake Fisher here, who's yet to record a strikeout. He's ahead of Simpson, a ball and 2 strikes. And there's his first as he waves through it, and they're 2 away.
It's almost like Jake Fisher hurt you there when you were saying that, but a nasty curveball, a 12-6 curveball that we see from Fisher. We saw that a lot in Somerset. He had those hitters off balance, got ahead early with that fastball to show some good velocity, and then he had the hitters thinking the fast stuff, and then he would drop that hook on them, and they were unable to catch up with it and figure it out until much later in the game, but by then it was too late.
Well, here's Alonzo Harris back at the top of the order. A solo homer over both walls and left to open the contest, and this time almost took out Polanco there, lining one foul down the left field line. So since that Harris homer, it's been 8 up and 8 down for Jake Fisher and Long Island. Again, Harris this season became the first player in Revs history to hit 20 or more homers and steal 30 or more bases. So this guy is a big-time threat. Power and speed, led the league in runs scored with 89 in the regular season. Here he takes one in at the shoes. It's a ball and a strike.
I mentioned this the first time he came up. He really is, in my estimation, the leading candidate for the Atlantic League's Player of the Year award, just because he can do just about a bit of everything. It's not so good in one area, but in many.
Great speed, great power, and here he's put one to each side of Polanco, who that time didn't even flinch. but it's a ball and 2 strikes. Again, regular season, Harris hit .315, fourth best average, 23 homers. That was tied for fourth. 73 runs batted in, stole 31 bases, and again, the runs tops in the league at 89. Also, second in slugging percentage, tied for second in total hits. You can make a great case for him as player of the year.
And he played multiple positions. He could play basically any spot in the outfield. He played a lot at second base, too, so showed a lot of versatility in the field and showed great range at both positions.
1-2. Wait, swing and a miss. He got him. So back-to-back Ks for Jake Fisher. And once again, the Revolution go in order. The lefty has retired 9 straight. We go to the bottom of the third, tied at 1 tonight on the island.
Hey fans, this is manager Kevin Baez, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Oh, I love it. The color of my new Nicolot patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolak walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolot pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolot's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolot. Visit Nicolot.com.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Hey fans, when Jake Fisher struck out Alonzo Harris to end the top of the third inning, that was the 15th out of tonight's ball game. Did you know that a 15-minute phone call to Geico could save you 15% or more on your car insurance? Get a free quote today. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. That's 1-800-947-AUTO or visit geico.com.
Well, a 1-1 game heads to the last of the third. Top of the order for Long Island to face Frank Gailey, the lefty starter for the Revolution, and that means it's Giovanni Alfonso for the Flock. Struck out swinging in the opening inning, and here rips a base hit into center field. So he had something to say there to Elmer Reyes in the on-deck circle. I'm not sure if Elmer said, hey, go after that first pitch, but Gio certainly made reference there to Elmer, who strides towards home plate.
Yeah, well, first time through, Giovanni Alfonso took 2 out of the strike zone, took 2 in the strike zone, and then eventually swung and missed for strike 3. There, he was up ready to hack first time up and put a bullet right back up the middle, and maybe that was Ray saying, hey, this time through, go ahead, swing first pitch against him. He's going to try and get it over for a strike, and it works out for Alfonso.
So the leadoff man aboard for the Flock in a 1-1 game, and here is Elmer Reyes, who singled and scored the only run for Long Island back in the opening inning. Here, Alfonso takes off. The shortstop, Dent, grabs it, steps on the bag, throws to first, dug out there by Telvin Nash, and that is a 6-6-3 double play. How about that, Michael? Even with Alfonso running on the pitch, they still get the twin killing.
That was what I was trying to see, was whether or not Dent had stepped on second or not when he got near that bag. The ball kind of chopped in front of it, and so he had to get in, kind of almost step behind him and to his left a little bit to step on it. I couldn't tell from this vantage point whether or not he did get it, but did end up making that play. And tough break with the runner going. Kevin Baez putting that hit and run on, and unfortunately for the Ducks, it does not work.
So both guys first pitch swinging, 2 pitches, 2 outs for Frank Gailey. And here's Lou Ford, who reached on an error by the third baseman, Chase Simpson. That led Long Island's only run in the opening inning. And Gailey misses inside to him. You know Lou's going to take at least 1 pitch, Michael, and maybe a couple more here to make sure the Ducks get a little blow there in the home dugout. Ball 1 is the first pitch, and now the 1-0. He went after it and missed it, 1-1. Great playoffs for Lou, again coming in at .348 in the postseason, is the 41-year-old elder statesman of these Long Island Ducks in his 8th year with the Flock. Gailey at the belt in his 1-1 is low and inside. And again, Michael, we don't know if this is the final home game we'll ever see Lou Ford play. You can see a guy like Dan Lyons, 7th year with the Ducks, he's 33. Of course, John Brownell pitches tomorrow, but he's in his 6th year, he's 34. Is tonight the last time we see them in uniform at home We don't know. The 2-1 is taken foul high behind home, 2-2.
Yeah, I know Lou was talking with Jordan Lauterbach, the great writer from Newsday who covers much of the news and notes around the Ducks here at Bethpage Ballpark during the first round of the playoffs, and Lou certainly said he's been thinking about it. It's something that has been on his mind somewhat. Don't know for sure. He hasn't made any official statement or anything like that, but you have to think with age and everything coming into play, it very well could be.
Here he hits it deep to center field. Travis Witherspoon has it lined up, though, moving to his right. Half the team's off the field already before he makes the catch, and the side retired. For Long Island, no runs a hit, nobody left on the twin killing. We head to the fourth in Central Islip. It remains the Long Island Ducks 1, the York Revolution 1.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Delta Cleary Jr., and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 24 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and also recently acquired Hampton Luxury Liner with regular service from New York City to the Hamptons. They also offer a variety of vineyard tour options. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines and Hampton Luxury Liner, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Well, a 1-1 game heads to inning number 4. We'll get to our fourth inning trivia in just a moment. It's Chris King joined by Michael Pollack. We thank you so much for tuning into Ducks Baseball tonight around the world and making us a part of your Thursday night entertainment. For the Long Island Ducks, they have a run on 2 hits and no errors. The York Revolution, a run on 1 hit and 1 error. And to turn it over to my partner for the next 4 innings, here is Michael Pollack.
Thank you very much, Chris. And both teams getting their runs in the first inning of this game. Alonzo Harris leading it off with a solo home run to left off Jake Fisher, who has since retired 9 Revolution batters in a row. Meanwhile, the Ducks, 3 batters into the first, got the tying run after Elmer Reyes singled, and then Lou Ford reached on the throwing error from Chase Simpson that went down the right field line and allowed Reyes to score all the way from first. So the lefty swinging Jared Mitchell will lead off against the lefty dealing Jake Fisher, who misses down and away for ball 1. Mitchell with a pop-up to left field his first time up back in the opening inning that started this streak of 9 in a row, retired by Fisher. Third baseman Alfonso playing in tight for the lefty hitter. And the 1-0 pitch is down to the dirt, scooped out by Alex Berg for ball 2.
Still hear some of those thunder sticks knocking around from last night, obviously back tonight as well. And Ducks getting good support here tonight. Last night a little over 3,000, looks about the same tonight.
Yep. Die-hard Ducks fans here on Long Island coming out to support their hometown team. 2-0, and Mitchell takes a fastball high, so that's 3 straight out of the strike zone from Jake Fisher, and by my appearance, that is in my view, it looks like that's the first 3-ball count that Fisher has had tonight. So the speedy Mitchell trying to work his way aboard to begin this 4th inning. The 3-0 pitch, and there's a strike right over the outside corner of fastball, 3-1. So this is a good crowd on hand here tonight for Game 2. I'm sure the Revolution will try and pack People's Bank Park tomorrow night for Game 3. Here's the 3-1. Ground ball hit to the right side in the hole. Elmer Reyes ranging to his left field and throws to first for the out. Good range showed there from Elmer Reyes to get out number 1 here in the 4th.
All right, 4th inning trivia. We'll give you the question here in the top of the inning and the answer in the bottom of the frame. Of course, this year, the Ducks had 3 players who started the season on Long Island who made it back to the big leagues in the same season. Pitchers Tim Melville and Henderson Alvarez, and in between, outfielder Quentin Berry. That is the description of where we're heading with the question. We'll get to that in just a second.
It'll be another lefty coming to the plate here, Ruby Silva for the Revolution. First pitch from Fisher, and this is blooped in the air down the left field line. Long run back for Alfonso. This one is going to slice foul, and it'll land on the warning track for strike 1.
So again, 3 players in the same year get back to the majors through the Ducks. Prior to this season, Michael, in the Ducks' first 17 years in the Atlantic League, only 3 players total ever got back to the big leagues in the same season they had played for the Flock. Name the 3 previous players who had started a season with Long Island and got back to the big leagues in that same year.
Good question. The 0-1 is down and away to even the count at 1-1. I think I might know that one, but...
Yeah, 2 of the guys are recent, and 1 goes way back. So if you're a longtime Duck fan, this is a very good question.
1-1 pitch here is popped up in the air to shallow left. Shortstop Dan Lyons out on the outfield grass making the call, and he'll secure it for the second out.
Of course, Tim Melville went to the Twins. He's now gone on to the Padres. Quentin Berry was signed by the Brewers, and Henderson Alvarez got all the way back to the show with the Philadelphia Phillies.
I think even more impressive, Tim Melville got called up by 2 different major league teams this year. The Twins for that spot start against the White Sox, and then the Padres calling up Melville late in the year. So pretty surprising to see a guy get called up by 2 major league teams in the same season that he also started for the Ducks. But he was terrific earlier in the season. Of course, had that 14 strikeout game up in New Britain right before he got his contract purchased. First pitch here to Telvin Nash over the inside corner for strike 1. Nash a ground out to third his first time up. And Jake Fisher looking to now retire 12 in a row and record 3 consecutive 1-2-3 innings. Certainly has settled down after that leadoff home run, it appears. The 0-1, and Nash takes just low and inside, even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So 2 down and the base is empty, top of the 4th inning in a 1-1 game. Elmer Reyes, the second baseman, shaded towards the middle for the righty hitter Telvin Nash, while Alfonso, the third baseman, right near that third base line. From the line, the 1-1. There's a good 2-seam fastball over the inside corner for strike 2. So Fisher ahead in the count at 1-2, and looking to pick up strikeout number 3 on the night is the first-year Duck.
You can hear that wind now whipping through our microphones and in our headsets, and it is really trying to pull those flags right off the poles and right.
From the line, the 1-2 offering, and Ash takes the breaking ball down and in for ball 2. Yeah, last night you seemed like everybody in the crowd had a t-shirt and shorts on because it felt like in the middle of summer. Tonight you see a lot more sweatshirts and jackets in the crowd. Not that it's freezing, but with the wind it certainly feels a bit cooler than it actually is, and definitely a lot closer to that postseason feel than we had last night.
Yeah, this is real late September weather.
2 ball, 2 strike, 2 out pitch from Fisher is on the inside corner, strike 3 call. Telvin Nash goes down looking. Jake Fisher has his 3rd strikeout of the night and his 3rd consecutive 1-2-3 inning. He has retired 12 in a row. 3.5 innings complete here in game 2. Ducks and the Revolution tied at 1.
Hey fans, this is Bud Harrelson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Long Island's Ford Giant is celebrating its 60th year anniversary. Stop by Sayville Ford to check out their state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
Bethpage Ballpark is a great place to watch a ball game, so why not do so from some of the best seats in the house? The Ducks are proud to present the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden. Open for all fans on nights when the Smokin' Owl's party deck has not been reserved, the Beer Garden will feature a variety of frosty draft and bottled brews, as well as several food choices. The area has been decked out with bar rail seating and Ducks branded furniture to provide a comfortable atmosphere for everyone. Be sure to stop by and check out the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden on your next visit to the ballpark.
Well, the 1-1 game heads to the bottom of the 4th. Wrap up our 4th inning trivia for you in just a moment. Again, we asked you to name the 3 Long Island Ducks who got back to the big leagues in the same year in which they played for the Flock in the first 17 years of franchise history. Again, 3 Ducks did it this year, but only 3 had done it in the first 17 years in club history. And we'll get to those 3 names for you in just a moment, so you've got precious few seconds to try to come up with your answer.
For the Ducks, it'll be the middle of their order. Kraus, Gotay, and Berg, 4, 5, and 6 against Gailey, who deals a breaking ball over the inside corner for strike one to Kraus, who went down swinging on 3 pitches back in the first inning. Gailey looks in for the sign and comes set. Here is the 0-1. And that fastball missed the outside corner to even things up at 1-1 on Kraus.
Again, the first Duck ever to get back to the big leagues in the same season he played for Long Island. You have to go back to 2003, year 4 in franchise history. It was the great pitcher Pedro Borbon Jr. who went to the Cardinals.
Slider missing way and outside for ball 2, and that was probably the toughest of the 3 to get, was Pedro Borbon Jr.
Because then Lou Ford in 2012 went from Central Islip to Baltimore and played for the Orioles. And then Rich Hill, of course, in 2015 pitched here and then went to Boston to pitch for the Red Sox.
2-1 just missed the outside corner from Gailey. Tried to paint it for strike 2. Instead, it's ball 3 at 3-1. I will still never forget after the Ducks won the 2012 Atlantic League title here at this ballpark, the only one they've ever won in this ballpark, celebrating in the Duck Club upstairs and watching Lou Ford play for the Orioles against the Yankees in the postseason.
In a playoff game, at Yankee Stadium. Incredible. That was just the ultimate moment for the guys, right? They're celebrating a championship, and there's the guy who started the year in their clubhouse who's playing playoff baseball in the Bronx for the Baltimore Orioles. It was, again, you say it's, great enough that they won a championship at home finally, right? But you get to add Lou Ford on television as they raise their drinks to him in the Duck Club. It was incredible.
It was great, and Lou Ford said after the game that he was listening to the Ducks game while he was in the clubhouse at Yankee Stadium. 3-2 to Kraus, fouled back to the screen behind home plate. And, of course, Ford that year began the season with Long Island, hit very well over the first month of the season before his contract got purchased by the Orioles, ended up making it up to the big leagues and had a strong finish to his season that he was able to get on that postseason roster and did pretty well for them in the playoffs, too. So just a great story there for Lou, who now, at 41 years old, still going strong. Payoff pitch to Kraus on the outside corner, strike 3. Frank Gailey with a 2-seam fastball paints the outside corner beautifully for his 4th strikeout.
And I got to tell you, that same year, Michael, it was a thrill for me because I brought my young son Connor here to watch Lou Ford patrol center field in Central Islip. And then late in the season, I took him to Yankee Stadium and see Lou Ford in center field of Yankee Stadium for the Baltimore Orioles in a regular season game. So, to have my son Connor see Lou, get to know Lou a little bit, and then see Lou's face on the jumbo scoreboard at Yankee Stadium and see him in center field, it was just such a thrill.
Here's the switch hitting Ruben Gotay, and that misses low and inside for ball 1. And that's the story of the Atlantic League. There have been so many players over the course of this league's history, over 800 that have come here, played in this league, and then gotten back to major league organizations. A ton, too, who have made it up to the major leagues. The 1-0, and that just catches the outside corner for strike 1. So great to see those success stories. Of course, Rich Hill has become arguably the biggest with his massive contract that he got this past offseason and leading the Dodgers back to the playoffs. 1-1, big curveball. This one just missed the inside corner that time. And Gotay works the count to 2-1 after getting hit on the first pitch he saw back in the first inning.
Again, Gotay only played Game 2 in the Liberty Division Championship Series against Somerset, 0-for-4 in that game, and here he is back in Game 2 of this series.
2-1, fastball at the knees on the outside corner for strike 2. And obviously with the lefty Frank Gailey on the mound, it was likely one of the lefties in the Ducks lineup was not going to be in the lineup. The question was, would it be Kraus, would it be Sanko, would it be Vega? And it ends up being Sanko with Vega as the better option defensively. 2-2. Gotay takes the changeup, misses down and away. And so Ruben Gotay, who like Kraus has a very good eye at home plate, works the count full to 3-2.
And Vega was the guy who came out of Game 2 of the Liberty Division Championship Series. Again, the only guys that have come out of a series. All the other 8 have played every game of the postseason.
3-2 is a late swing and a foul ball off to the first base side out of play. And, of course, in Game 2, it was another lefty, Mike Antonini, for the Patriots, who started that one. He ended up only going 4 innings, but that's a big reason why the lefty came out. In that case, it was Vega. Tonight, it ends up being Sanko. Don't think if the Ducks need a power bat late in the game off the bench, you wouldn't see Sanko. He would certainly be an opportunity. 3-2. Lifted in the air to shallow right field. Drifting in on it is Jared Mitchell, and he'll end up making the catch to retire Gotay for the second out.
It did not look like the wind moved that ball too much, and the wind is still really pushing hard left to right, but no trouble for Mitchell there to make the grab.
So Gailey, after a little bit of trouble in the first inning, though, he really wasn't done any favors by his third baseman. He has settled in somewhat. He has now retired 7 of the last 8, 8 of the last 9, going back to the last hitter of the first, Alex Berg, on the strikeout, and the only guy to reach since that hit by pitch of Gotay was the Alfonso single in the third. Berg, a big swing and a foul tip at home plate for strike one. Alex Berg, the catcher and 6-hitter for the Ducks, with 2 outs and the base is empty, coming up to the plate. He struck out looking his first time up back in the first on a borderline pitch over the inside corner. Being 0-1, Gailey kicks, fires, and Berg takes a fastball this time that misses outside to even the count at 1-1. And Chris, you get a sense both starters really trying to do the same thing. They're not overpowering guys, but mixing speed, mixing location, not throwing really the same pitch 2 times in a row.
Yeah, both being crafty lefties, Mike.
1-1 catches the outside corner for strike 2, and Berg behind in the count at 1-2.
Again, Gailey started what has been the only playoff loss this season for York. Friday night, Game 3 in Southern Maryland, a 9-2 defeat, and he got knocked out of the game after just 4 1/3 innings.
Here comes the 1-2, kicking the pitch. Big breaking ball, misses high and away for ball 2.
That was, Michael, his shortest start in his last 18 starts, and he gave up 6 earned runs against. That tied a season high, so he's coming off arguably his worst outing of the year, and he's bounced back nicely here thus far.
So it'll be a 2-ball, 2-strike, 2-out delivery to Alex Berg. It's on the way, and it's fouled back to the backstop behind home plate. Now, that's what we were talking about right off the top of the broadcast, is which Gailey would show up tonight. Would it be the one that we saw in the first round of the playoffs, or one we've seen a lot during the course of the year where he is able to silence the opponent? And thus far, the Ducks have not been able to get too much going against them, just 2 hits. But meanwhile, again, the Revolution have just 1 hit, the leadoff home run against Jake Fisher. 2-2. Fastball runs high and away. Good eye by Berg. That'll run the count full at 3-2, and if he can reach, Delta Cleary Jr. would be up next for Long Island. 1-1 game as we play bottom of the 4th inning, Game 2 of the Atlantic League Championship Series between the Ducks and the Revolution. Here comes the payoff pitch from Gailey, and Berg will swing and drive one in the air deep down the right field line. Heading into the corner is Mitchell. He looks up, and you can forget it. An opposite field solo home run for Alex Berg right down the right field line. It is his 2nd home run of the postseason, and the Ducks have their first lead of the night. They go in front 2-1 here in the 4th inning.
Well, what a postseason it's been for Berg, and what a poke, Mike. The only question, would it be fair or foul? And I think he just kept it low enough that wind didn't have a chance to push it outside the foul pole. Instead, it was inside into the Ducks bullpen deck there, and Long Island's on top for the first time, 2-1.
His first home run of the postseason came in Game 2 of the first round against Somerset, and it was also an opposite field home run to right. His second comes here in Game 2 of the Atlantic League Championship Series against York. Cleary Jr. swings away and pops it foul off to the first base side and out of play, and the count 0-1.
We talked a lot about Alex Berg, Michael, hitting .500 against the Somerset Patriots, 7 for 14 in that 4-game set. And here, one of the biggest hits at home the Ducks have had in the playoffs.
0-1 here is on the ground at third base. Couple hops for Chase Simpson. Low throw to first. This time Chase Simpson is able to be saved to the error by Telvin Nash, who digs it out, and that'll end the inning. But the Ducks have their first lead of the night. They get a run-on-1 hit, the 2-out solo home run by Alex Berg, and after 4 innings, it is now the Ducks in front of the Revolution, 2-1.
Hey fans, this is infielder Cody Puckett, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit psegly.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owl's party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nickolock Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
As we head to the 5th inning here in Game 2 of the Atlantic League Championship Series, the Long Island Ducks have a 2-1 lead over the York Revolution. And on this little bit of a chilly night, no better way to warm up than with a cup of Hampton Coffee Company Gourmet Coffee, regular and decaf. It's available right here at Bethpage Ballpark. Hampton Coffee is the preferred coffee of the Long Island Ducks. Visit HamptonCoffeeCompany.com or check out their cafes out in the Hamptons. So Jake Fisher back to the mound with the lead for the first time tonight. Again, the Ducks fell behind 1-0 in the first inning. They tied it in the bottom half, and it has stayed tied until Alex Berg goes the opposite way for a 2-run home run, a 2-out solo home run over the right field wall, his second home run of the postseason. So it'll be Michael Burgess to lead things off for the Revolution, the 5-hitter and DH batting from the left side against the lefty Jake Fisher. First pitch of the inning on the way from Fisher, and Burgess takes a strike over the outside corner, 0-1. Burgess bounced to second base his first time up, leading off the second inning. Now it'll be an 0-1. Fisher kicks and comes home. Burgess swings a line drive off the glove of a ranging Dan Lyons. Recovers, throw to first, not in time, and it ends up getting away from Mark Krause. But fortunately for the Ducks, it stays on the field of play, so Burgess will have to stay put at first. But Michael Burgess is on to begin this 5th inning.
We don't see Dan Lyons miss too many line drives, and right now he's looking at his glove. I think it actually got him in the heel there, Michael. And again, I don't know if the wind affected that at all, maybe pushed it into his body a little more than he was expecting, but Michael Burgess reaches, and then Lyons' second effort just tried to get him, threw it away from Krause, but luckily Burgess unable to advance.
That was a tough play for Lyons. He had a range to his right. He was shaded up the middle, playing Burgess to pull a little bit, and ended up having a range back to his right. And again, wind might have affected it. It'll be an infield single for Burgess, and now Isaiah Tejeda to the plate. And it takes up high for ball 1. Good thing for the Ducks that throw by Lyons, which was a little ill-advised because it ended up going away, and if it goes into the dugout, all of a sudden Burgess at second has the tying run with nobody out. Hit the fencing to stay on the field. Ground ball towards the middle, redeemed possibly for Lyons, juggles it, flips the second one on a first double play. Oh, what a way to redeem yourself if you're Dan Lyons. Stops the grounder up the middle, flips to second from the dirt, and Reyes with the turn to first. A 6-4-3 double play turn by the Ducks.
Just incredible, Michael. We have seen him do that time and time again this year. I don't know how from his belly he can get that shovel pass off like he does, but he got it to Elmer Reyes, who relayed it quickly to first, and just like that, 2 gone, nobody on.
There's a reason why Dan Lyons was the winner of the inaugural Gold Glove Defensive Player of the Year award here in the Atlantic League, and that's plays like that, his terrific range up the middle. He almost comes up with one, doesn't come up with it, and ends up coming back with a great play there up the middle to rob Tejeda of a hit. Now Travis Witherspoon, who takes a fastball strike at the knees, 0-1. So that infield single by Burgess broke a streak of 12 straight retired by Fisher, but he comes back, gets a double play. And now ahead of Witherspoon, 0-1, who bounced to short his first time up back in inning number 2. Fisher winds, fires to the plate. There's a fastball strike over the inside corner, 0-2.
And Fisher again right back on track after that Alonzo Harris leadoff homer to begin the game. He has had to face 14 hitters to get 14 outs.
Crowd with the 2-strike claps here at Bethpage Ballpark. The 0-2 breaking ball, and this time Witherspoon was able to hold up. So the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes on the speedy center fielder for York. And Fisher, during that game against Somerset, he did give up his share of hits and walks, 6 hits and 2 walks, but got out of any trouble that he faced throughout the course. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Nasty breaking ball from Jake Fisher, his 4th strikeout of the night, and he quickly and efficiently works around that leadoff infield single. No runs, 1 hit because of the double play earlier in the inning. Nobody left. Halfway through here in Game 2, the Ducks 2, the Revolution 1.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Matt Larkins, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Bethpage Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 631-231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Hey Ducks fans, stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team by visiting Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Quack of the Bat will bring Ducks fans beyond the headlines with in-depth feature articles, breaking news stories, game previews, post-game wrap-ups, and so much more. Interact with the team during the entire season through quotes directly from the players and coaches, as well as exclusive video clips and photos. Check out the blog today at quackofthebat.wordpress.com. Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks.
Well, the Ducks take a 2-1 lead to the last of the fifth. We'll check in on the out-of-town scoreboard. And, Michael, you know it's a good thing when there are no out-of-town games in the Atlantic League. It is a sign that you have reached the championship series. Everybody else is watching us tonight. These two teams are playing in the finals.
Yeah, normally when there's a full slate, there are 3 other games going on out of town aside from the game going on here. But tonight, this is the only game going on in the Atlantic League as Anthony Vega tries to bunt his way on and pops it up to first base. Telvin Nash makes the catch. Not what Vega was looking to do there to begin the fifth, one away.
So Yankees and Red Sox still battling for that top spot in the AL East. The Sox number to clinch is 2, the magic number. But right now the Yankees at home in the Bronx, a 2-1 lead over the Rays in the top of the second. The Red Sox in Boston trailing the Astros 3-0 in the top of the second there. So the Yankees keep those extremely slim AL East hopes alive, at least for now. Both games going the way they would like them to. The Yankees with a 1-run lead and the Sox trailing by 3 early.
Dan Lyons to the plate from the right side, the 9-hitter and shortstop for the Ducks, who takes outside for ball 1. And wouldn't you know it, Aaron Judge has gone deep again. His 51st home run of the season.
Just an unbelievable rookie season for number 99.
Brett Gardner also with a home run, his 21st of the season, which is a lot but pales in comparison.
Yep.
Lyons takes a strike this time on the outside corner. A Let's Go Ducks chant up from the crowd, being led by Quacker Jack over on the third base dugout.
It's the old garbage can top routine. If you've seen it, you'll never forget it.
A 1-1 pitch here. Lyons takes a big curveball that comes over the outside corner for a strike. 1-2 on the Ducks shortstop. Grounded to third his first time up. Ducks with 3 hits in the game, 2 runs. The most recent of which came on Alex Berg's home run an inning ago. 1-2 fastball runs upstairs to even things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Lyons, with Giovanni Alfonso set to follow.
And Mets are off tonight. They'll close out the regular season this weekend in Philadelphia against the woeful Phillies.
2-2 delivery. And Lyons a swing and a miss for strike 3. Foul tipped that into the glove of the catcher Isaiah Tejeda for the second out. Now remember, Chris, the Ducks are playing the York Revolution, so you do have some Pennsylvania residents that might be tuned in here. I know York is typically Orioles country, but there may be some Phillies fans in the mix there.
But you know what, Michael? They'd agree with me. It has been about as bad a season as you could ever have in the city of brotherly love.
It's amazing to think that within the last 10 years they had won a World Series title and then played in another. But things have certainly been tough for the Phils. Here is Alfonso to the plate, a ground ball to the right side. Will it sneak through? No. Silva able to get there and throw to first for the out. Another nice play by Ruby Silva, who has shown excellent range at second base for the Revolution. 3 up, 3 down quickly for the Ducks here in the 5th inning. We will head to inning number 6. Long Island 2 and York 1.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Zach Treese, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Going way back is Joe Holden, and he is looking up, and that one is headed to field 5 at Robert Moses. The waves are gnarly, and the Ducks have tied it at 1. That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappy's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappy's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappy's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappy's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappy's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Well, Ducks fans, we thank you for following along all season long as the Long Island Ducks tried to meet the Chappy's Home Run Challenge. They needed to hit 100 home runs. They hit 110 to get it done, and our friends at Chappy's donated $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. Chappy's Funeral Homes, where caring for others is our family tradition. So far, 3 playoff home runs for the Long Island Ducks, including 1 tonight, 2 of them off the bat of Alex Berg, and 1 by Anthony Vega.
And it is Berg's 2-out solo homer to right in the bottom of the 4th. That is the difference in this game right now. The Ducks leading the Revolution 2-1, and Jake Fisher back to the mound for his 6th inning of work. He has settled in after that leadoff home run in the 1st inning, has allowed just 1 base runner since, and that was Michael Burgess on that liner to short that Dan Lyons couldn't come up with. So he has certainly been impressive. He has struck out 4 and has yet to walk a batter. First pitch here to Ryan Dent, the shortstop, ripped onto the ground to the left side, past Alfonso and past Lyons. It's into left field, a seeing eye single for Ryan Dent to lead off the 6th inning.
Well, again, prior to that single, Fisher had faced 15 batters to get 15 outs since the leadoff homer by Alonzo Harris. So what an unbelievable run by the left-hander, but immediately the Revs get the tying run aboard here to open the visitors' 6th.
Well, he gave up that leadoff hit in the 5th inning and got a quick double play off the bat of Isaiah Tejeda, so I'll look to try and do that again with the 9-hitter and third baseman Chase Simpson coming to the plate, who struck out his first time up. Simpson, a switch hitter, will bat from the right side against the lefty dealing Fisher, who now has to work out of the stretch. Dent takes his lead at first base. And the first pitch to Simpson, swing and a miss. Good pitch over the outer half of the plate, 0-1.
Well, Jake Fisher, selected by the Dodgers in the 22nd round of the 2013 draft out of the University of Oklahoma, and again came to the Ducks late in the regular season, pitched just 2 times in the regular season, and then that gem Friday in New Jersey in Game 3, the victory over Somerset that gave Long Island the 2-1 lead.
Be an 0-1 pitch here from Fisher. Looks to first, deals home, and this one lined into right center field into the gap. That's going to land for a base hit. They go over to cut it off. Around second, Dent, he will head to third. Stopping at first is Simpson. And the Revolution set up. They've got runners at the corners and nobody out to begin this 6th inning.
Well, really first jam of the night for Jake Fisher. Let's see how he responds.
Fisher really only had 1 jam that he got himself into in Game 3 of the Liberty Division Championship Series, and that was in the 5th inning of that game when a 2-out error allowed Devontre Richardson to reach, and then a single by Tyler Bortnick put runners at the corners. That was with 2 outs in the inning, and then Adam Donahue popped out to left to end it. So now he's got 2 on, runners at the corners with nobody out, as the Revolution now have the lead in the hit column at 4-3. Here is Alonzo Harris, who is 1 for 2. Coming set is Fisher, his first pitch, and Harris swings, pops it up in the air to fairly deep left center. This should be deep enough to tie the game. Cleary Jr. will make the catch. Tagging from third is Dent. He's going to come home and score. It's a sac fly and an RBI off the bat of Alonzo Harris, who has driven in both of York's runs, and we are tied at 2 in the 6th inning.
Nothing at all the Ducks could do on that. Cleary knew the throw had to come in a second to hold Simpson at first, but Dent trots home from third, and once again we're even up, this time at 2-2.
So Alonzo Harris with 2 RBIs tonight, now up to 5 runs batted in on the postseason for the York Revolution, and our runner at first with 1 away for the right fielder Jared Mitchell. So 2 singles and a sac fly have brought in the tying run for York, and now here's Mitchell, who has popped to left and grounded to second and has 2 at-bats thus far tonight. First pitch on the way from Fisher, and Mitchell takes a fastball that runs a bit high. And the count goes to 1-0.
Again, each of the last 4 years, Jake Fisher pitched for the Windy City Thunderbolts in the Frontier League. No, it's not in Chicago, but a nearby suburb, Crestwood, Illinois, is where the Windy City Thunderbolts play their baseball.
And tonight, Windy City is Central Islip.
Yes,
1-0 fastball.
You should feel right at home, right?
1-0 fastball. It's the outside corner for strike one. For the moment, it has somewhat died down, but you can hear it when it picks up. A very stiff breeze blowing from left to right at Bethpage Ballpark. Simpson, the runner at first, with one away in the inning. Fisher looking for the ground ball off the bat of Mitchell, though he does run well. 1-1 delivery, and this popped up a mile high in the air behind second. Elmer Reyes out onto the outfield grass, now creeps back onto the infield dirt to make the catch. So Jared Mitchell pops out. He's now 0 for 3. Back-to-back outs recorded by Fisher after the back-to-back singles to begin the inning.
Jake Fisher's only affiliated ball was rookie ball in the Dodgers organization in 2013, right after they drafted him out of the University of Oklahoma. So again, a brief time at rookie ball level, and then all the rest of his time in independent baseball with that Frontier League and now to the Atlantic League and the Long Island Ducks.
Reminds you of so much like John Brownell, who also had only 1 year of affiliated ball and has been pitching independent ever since, but a very good pitcher. Little tapper out in front of home plate. Karam's off to the first base side, foul. Picked up by Alex Berg as Silva had started to run up the line. And the count 0-1. Silva, a guy who began the season outside of the York Revolution. He actually started the year with Sussex County in the Can-Am League, another independent league. And in 98 games with them, hit .305, 4 home runs, 57 runs batted in. And Silva, in his first at-bat as a member of the Revolution, hit a home run against these Ducks the opposite way at Peoples Bank Park. What a way to welcome yourself to a new team.
I remember Bryant Nelson's first 2 hits as a Duck were both home runs in the same game in Newark.
0-1 here is line foul over the head of Manuel Polanco and down the third baseline foul. So that will run the count to 0-2.
So never forget that. A new guy comes to your team at the old den in Newark. Brian Nelson, all right, first hit a homer, not bad. Second Duck hit, a homer as well. And we were talking about Nelly last night. He played for these Revs when they won the 2011 title and then switched over to the Ducks for championships in 2012 and 2013.
And posted on his Twitter account right at the start of the series a picture of all 3 of those championship rings. 0-2 delivery from Fisher. Breaking ball on the outside corner, strike 3. Another terrific curveball from Jake Fisher, and excellent work by the left-hander to work out of the first and third. No out jam, giving up just a run. But the Revs do tie the game. They get a run on 2 hits, plus the sac fly from Alonzo Harris. They leave a runner on, and after 5.5, we are all square at 2.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Tyler Wilson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Oh, I love it. The color of my new Nicolot patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolot walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolot pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolot's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolot. Visit Nicolot.com.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Well, tonight, the 74th and final home game of 2017 for the Long Island Ducks, but baseball isn't over. The Ducks will be in York, Pennsylvania. Game 3 tomorrow night, 6:30. Game 4 Saturday night, 6:30, and Game 5, if necessary, Sunday at 1 p.m. If you're thinking about going out, it is a weekend series, about a 4.5-hour drive from Long Island. And again, out in Pennsylvania Dutch country, it's about 25 miles west of Lancaster, PA.
First pitch here misses outside Elmer Reyes for ball 1. It is a beautiful park there as well. Peoples Bank Park, nestled right into downtown of historic York, Pennsylvania, and definitely recommend checking that out. 1-0. That's a swing and a miss. Good curveball diving down and in from Gailey to even the count at 1-1.
So yeah, I highly recommend the trip. One of my favorite parks as well, and hoping to see you out there if it goes Sunday, Michael. If it makes it a Sunday, I'll be there with you. But I know you'll be there. And the Ducks actually leaving tonight to arrive very early tomorrow morning to avoid, again, a 5-hour bus ride on game day.
Timeout called here at home plate, I believe by Elmer Reyes as he does some maintenance on the dirt. But yes, we'll be there tomorrow. I will definitely be there calling all the action for you from Peoples Bank Park. The 1-1 is low and away for ball 2. If you are unable to make it to York, we will have live streaming video and audio coming to you from Peoples Bank Park from the press box behind home plate. So make sure you can tune in at liducks.com. Right on the homepage in the video center, we'll have the full game for you as the 2-1 is pumped foul to the first base side out of play. You can also tune in on Facebook Live, the Ducks Facebook feed. We'll have a live broadcast coming to you from there and on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball. So lots of different ways you can watch this Atlantic League Championship Series as it continues in York.
And again, if you want to go check out the ballpark, it does have a tremendous feature in left field. I'll tell you about it in a second.
2-2 is ripped to the left side and through. Elmer Reyes with his second hit of the night. A clean single in between short and third, and the leadoff man on for the Ducks here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, they have the tallest wall in professional baseball. That's right, it's a half a foot bigger than the Green Monster is at Fenway Park in Boston. They call theirs the Arch Nemesis because the wall itself literally had to be built close to home plate to protect Arch Street, which is behind that wall. So they call it the Arch Nemesis, but it's a half a foot taller than the Green Monster, so it does have that incredible feel, Michael, especially when you're behind home plate, that you can almost reach out and touch that wall.
Very looming object out there in left field as the first pitch is taken for a strike by Lou Ford. You see a lot of baseballs that hit off that wall for long singles.
Yep.
You see lots of outfielders who are playing it for the first or second time that don't know how that ball bounces off the wall, that kind of get crossed up a bit. The 0-1. Ford takes another strike. This one just hits the inside corner at the knees, and so he's behind 0-2. And of course, you see those line drives to let that sail over the wall if they have enough height, but definitely very much a feel like that Green Monster. But as you mentioned, Chris, it is indeed taller. 0-2, ground ball to third base. Chase Simpson is there. He'll go to second for one. The return to first. In time, a double play. Lou Ford called out at first base on a 5-4-3 double play, and now David Speranza is going to get some flack from Kevin Baez, the Ducks manager, who comes from across the diamond to argue that call at first base.
Very close play once again. We saw Lou last night at age 41 leg out a huge infield single that brought home a run. But this time he is called out. Kevin Baez goes corner to corner, but he'll head out to third base once again as now they're 2 out and nobody on.
So good hustle by Ford up that first base line, but they say it was the throw to first was just in time to get Lou. And so a double play for the Ducks, the second that they have hit into tonight. And now 2 outs and the base is empty with Mark Krause coming up to the plate. Been a tough night thus far for Krause. 2 strikeouts, one swinging, once looking against the left-hander. Gailey's first pitch, and Krause takes down and away for ball 1.
And Mark's still looking for his first hit of this championship series. 0 for 3 last night, but did draw a pair of walks.
7 for 18 in the first round of the series against the Patriots. And here he pops one up in the air to shallow center. Going out is the second baseman Silva. And on the grass, he'll make the catch for the final out of the inning. So the Ducks get the leadoff single from Elmer Reyes, but nothing further. A double play and a pop out follow. 6 innings complete tonight. Here in Game 2 of the Atlantic League Championship Series, the Ducks and the Revolution are all tied at 2.
Hey fans, this is infielder Giovanni Alfonso, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 24 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and also recently acquired Hampton Luxury Liner with regular service from New York City to the Hamptons. They also offer a variety of vineyard tour options. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines and Hampton Luxury Liner, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks baseball. Good times every time.
Well, we talk about it being the final home game of 2017 for the Long Island Ducks. What a season it's been overall, and what a season here at home. There were 9 sellout crowds. There were 9 waddle-off wins for the Long Island Ducks. Of course, Michael, back in August, the Ducks put together overall a 12-game winning streak, many of those here at home. That tied the franchise record, and they actually at one point in August were 17-2 in a 19-game span. So the many, many huge crowds that greeted Bethpage Ballpark all summer long were treated to some of the best baseball any Long Island Ducks team has ever played in franchise history.
And that month, really, when it comes down to it, that was the month that got them into the postseason this year, because the Bridgeport Bluefish certainly put up a great fight at the end of the season. The Ducks went through some struggles, so without that month, the Ducks probably do not make the playoffs and make this championship series. As Telvin Nash swings and misses at a breaking ball down and away for strike one, but that 12-game winning streak certainly was the highlight. The Ducks won 17 of 19 during that month. They were firing on all cylinders. And, of course, things didn't go their way down the stretch, but they did find a way into the postseason, and that's all you can ask for. And, of course, anything can happen. Nash takes a breaking ball here under the hands and misses inside to even the count at 1-1. The Revolution first baseman 0 for 2 thus far on the night. He grounded a third in the first and struck out looking in the fourth. He digs back in as Fisher looks in from the mound to home plate. 1-1. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, and there's that good curveball again from Fisher as he jumps in front 1-2.
Well, Telvin Nash, 2 huge home runs in the Freedom Division Championship Series victory over Southern Maryland. He hit a walk-off homer in the bottom of the 10th of Game 1. That was a 2-run shot. And then the next night, hit a 3-run homer. So that's when Telvin Nash is teeing off at that arch nemesis in Peoples Bank Park in York, which he'll start doing again tomorrow night.
1-2, and that's ripped to third, but foul. And obviously that's going to be a big key for John Brownell tomorrow night. In Game 4, it'll be Jake Dunning for the Ducks, so it will certainly be a big key for the Long Island Ducks pitching staff, both the starters and then the relievers, to keep Telvin Nash in that ballpark in York. And he's a guy who loves to hit, but especially at home, and always a dangerous threat at the plate. Fisher ahead here at 1-2, looking for the first out of this 7th inning. Lefty kicks and fires home, and Nash takes a fastball up high to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, Nash was the only Rev last night who did not have a hit. York had 12 hits last night. It was actually 11 singles and a Michael Burgess home run. But the only starter who didn't have a hit was Nash, who went 0 for 3. He did draw a walk. He was hit by a pitch and scored a run.
Here is the 2-2 delivery from Fisher. And Nash takes a called strike 3. Bell tie. That's good 2-seamer from Jake Fisher. Nash didn't agree. He strikes out looking for the 2nd time in a row, and there's the first out in the 7th inning.
Yeah, he thought it was a bit high, but I thought it was right around the belt. And home plate umpire Richard Katz punches him out for the 6th K tonight for Long Island's lefty.
And ultimately, the belt is a strike zone. If you look at the Major League Rulebook, it's a strike zone with the Atlantic League's pace of play procedures. Regardless, it's about focusing on the umpires calling the strike zone as it is in the book, and that is certainly a strike. So there is strikeout number 6 for Fisher in the first out of this 7th inning. That'll bring up Michael Burgess, the designated hitter, to the plate from the left side. First pitch, and he takes a breaking ball over the inside corner for strike 1. Burgess tonight is 1 for 2. He had that ground out to second in the 2nd inning and that liner to short in the 5th that Lyons had a range to his right on and had it go off his glove. It was quickly erased on the double play by the man on deck, Tejeda. 0-1, a swing and a miss. Another good curveball from Fisher. And another night for the left-hander where he's been efficient to this point. 76 pitches for Fisher to this point, with 1 out in the 7th, 53 of them for strikes.
And he's really mixing up that curve and that change-up, all that off-speed stuff, where these home run hitters for the Revs are sitting on fastballs and looking very foolish when they're as early as they are through the pitch there.
Alfonso off the bag at third with the lefty hitter at the plate. Here's the 0-2. Big curveball and a foul ball into the Ducks dugout. It's almost like he threw the bat at the ball because the bat went out to the third base side of the infield and the ball went into the Ducks dugout.
Looks like everybody's okay in that Ducks dugout, which does have a railing there, but he found a way over and in. So you got to make sure the ball doesn't get anybody, the bat doesn't get anybody. And I think Michael Burgess is fine too. Indications are it didn't hit anyone in the Long Island dugout.
How bizarre is that to see the bat fully intact go out into the field like that?
Yep.
Where, again, it almost looked like he got fooled so badly on the pitch that he threw the bat at the ball just to try and make contact with it. So, count still 0-2 on Burgess. He resets at the plate. Fisher resets on the mound. And again, the 0-2 delivery, swinging a high pop-up in the air, foul behind the plate. Alex Berg ranging back on the Ducks logo. On the warning track, he makes the catch. Alex Berg on these foul pop-ups has been getting some good-natured ribbing from his teammates, but he's been making some great plays on them. And you look at the first base dugout, the entire team with their hands pumping in the air as he makes that grab behind the plate.
Yeah, they all got the hoodies going. The sweatshirts are up tonight on this chilly evening. It feels like playoff baseball. And, Michael, those are the toughest ones. Hit almost straight up behind home plate. He's got to find the ball. He's got to fight that incredible wind, make sure it doesn't touch the netting, and get a huge out against one of the most dangerous Revolution hitters in Michael Burgess, 2 gone.
The other weird thing is it looked like he either almost stumbled or hit into Burgess as he was leaving his spot behind home plate, but still recovered to make the grab. Isaiah Tejeda takes a good curveball from Fisher for strike 1. Tejeda 0 for 2 on the night. He grounded out up the first baseline on a nice play by Alex Berg, the catcher, and then grounded into a 6-4 3-double play in the 5th. On a nice play by Lyons. Another swing and a miss on another terrific breaking ball from Fisher, who still has excellent bite on that pitch, even here in the 7th inning.
It doesn't feel like the Revolution are adjusting at all, Michael. They're staying the same free swingers they were all season long, but at some point you got to say, hey, I'm going to wait on a curve, I'm going to wait on a change, but it hasn't happened.
And Fisher's been throwing his pitches for strikes. That is first and foremost why he's been successful. 0-2 here to Tejeda, swinging a line drive in a right center field. This ball is going to get down for a base hit. They go over into the gap to cut it off. Tejeda going for 2. Here comes the throw. It's not in time. Good hustle out of the box from Isaiah Tejeda, and he works his way on with a 2-out, 2-strike double to right center field.
So huge hit in the tie ball game as the Revs get the potential go-ahead run in scoring position for Travis Witherspoon.
So Tejeda is aboard, his second double of the postseason, his 5th hit overall, and now 16 at-bats in the playoffs. And now it is Travis Witherspoon at the plate. We talked about it. We saw issues on both sides with it last night with those 2-out troubles. And here a 2-out double by Tejeda allows him to get aboard. And now here is Travis Witherspoon, who is 0 for 2 on the night. Fisher gets the sign from Alex Berg and comes set. First pitch on the way, and Witherspoon is swinging a foul tip at home plate. Knocked that off the leg of Alex Berg. And the count 0-1.
Remember, we've told you how Witherspoon is a free swinger. We saw it there. He struck out swinging in the 5th, and again, 142 strikeouts in the regular season. 3rd most of any player, and that included 3 Ks in 5 at-bats last night. So a good guy for Fisher to try to lock up on strikes here and get out of the inning.
Fisher gets ahead 0-1, and now he comes set. Looks back to second. And delivers to the plate. Another breaking ball, line towards the middle. That's into center field, a base hit. Tejeda around third. He'll try and score. Throw to the plate from Delta Cleary Jr. Not in time. Sliding in safely is Isaiah Tejeda. Going to second on the throw home is Witherspoon. Back-to-back 2-out hits for the Revolution, and they lead it 3-2.
Well, Michael, you were talking about it. Kevin Baez talked to me about it at length today. Just been a problem for the Ducks all season long, all postseason long. They can get the first 2 outs in an inning and can't get that elusive 3rd out. So he gets the first 2, but the Tejeda double, the Witherspoon single, who takes second on the throw home. And now the first time out of the night for Long Island as pitching coach Billy Horn is out to settle down the southpaw, Jake Fisher.
And again, Fisher's pitch count has not been high. He's only at 83 pitches, but at this point, it is up to Billy Horn to say something to kind of calm down the left-hander. It is just inexplicable. We've tried to talk to the managers, the coaching staff, the pitchers to try and find out what it is as to why there have been so many 2-out troubles this year, and there's really no explanation. One aspect, you could say maybe the pitcher loses focus a little bit, gets a bit too comfortable. On another aspect, you could say the opponent puts together a good at-bat with 2 out and gets on base. But last night we saw it ad nauseum during the course of the game, and none bigger to kind of start that comeback for York than in the 7th inning when Dustin Richardson got the first 2 batters out easily, walked Silva, hit Nash, walked Burgess, and then a walk and a single given up by Matt Marsh with 2 outs in the inning allowed York to score 2 in the 7th. They would add 2 more then in the 8th inning to take the lead for good, but that is certainly a frustrating aspect of this season for Kevin Baez and the Ducks. And now here York, with single runs over the past 2 innings, have turned a 1-run deficit into a 1-run lead. So now it is Ryan Dent, the shortstop, an 8-hitter to the plate. First pitch to him is cut on and missed by Fisher. And the count cut on and missed by Dent, from Fisher, 0-1.
Yeah, Kevin Baez said he and Billy Horn, Buddy Harrelson sat down, they looked at all the data, and just no answer. Like you said, Michael, they're just scratching their heads as to why it has been such a bugaboo all year long. And tonight it hadn't been a problem. The Alonzo Harris homer was leadoff, and then the second run they scored on the Harris sac fly, that was the first out of the inning. So it hadn't happened at all tonight, nothing at all with 2 outs against Jake Fisher until that big hit by Witherspoon.
Here comes the 0-1. Dent a swing and a miss as he waves that one downstairs, 1-2. And the other big killer was it happened with an 0-2 count on Tejeda, and ahead 0-2 with the bases empty. That's what you call a waste pitch. You need to throw that ball out of the strike zone, try and get Tejeda to chase. And instead he left it up and over the plate. Tejeda, too good of a hitter to miss that. Deposits it into the gap, and Travis Witherspoon follows with an 0-1 single. Now it'll be an 0-2 here to Dent. Fisher kicks and fires, and Dent takes a curveball downstairs. And there is ball 1 of the at-bat.
So again, the Revs, who had a 1-0 lead, only to watch the Ducks tie it, and then Long Island take a 2-1 lead, scratch across a run in the 6th to make it a 2-2 game, and a run in the 7th here to take a 3-2 lead. Nobody's put up a crooked number tonight. Both teams have only put up single numbers in each scoring inning.
1 ball, 2 strike pitch now from Fisher, and Dent takes high and outside. Try to get him to chase upstairs, he would not. And that gets the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And it really is incredible how this game has been such a pitcher's duel for the most part throughout. But the Revolution, you have to give them credit.
Yep.
They had a lead that they lost last night and came back to win. They had a lead tonight that they lost, and now they've come back to take the lead again. It'll be a 2-2 from Fisher. Here it is. And Dent takes a fastball down and in. So the count has gone from 0-2 to 3-2 now on Ryan Dent trying to get aboard with 2 outs in the inning. It would be the 3rd straight batter to reach with 2 down, and Chase Simpson, who singled his last time up, waits in the on-deck circle.
It really feels like the longest inning of the night for Jake Fisher. Obviously, the visit by his pitching coach extends it as well, but you just get that feeling he hasn't spent this much time on the mound in any inning this evening.
Payoff pitch coming here from the lefty, and Dent swings a drive in the air to right center field, hit well. Back goes Anthony Vega. He is there to make the catch, and that will retire the side. But the Revolution strike with 2 outs here in the 7th, and they take the lead for the 2nd time tonight in the inning. 1 run, 2 hits, both with 2 outs. No errors, and they leave a run on base. It is time to stretch at Bethpage Ballpark. Here in Game 2, the Revolution lead the Ducks 3-2.
Hey fans, this is infielder Mark Krause, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Long Island's Ford Giant is celebrating its 60th year anniversary. Stop by Sayville Ford to check out their state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by Clear Vision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to.
Well, Ducks once again playing come-from-behind baseball. They trail it 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Ruben Gotay, Alex Berg, and Delta Cleary Jr. to face Frank Gailey. That is 5, 6, and 7 in the order penciled in tonight by skipper Kevin Baez.
Well, Gailey got a quick lead to work with in the top of the first when Alonzo Harris homer to lead off the game, but that lead was quickly erased thanks to an error by Chase Simpson in the bottom half. The Revolution had not led, and Gailey had not pitched with a lead since that point. But thanks to the 2-out heroics from Tejeda and Witherspoon, York is back in front 3-2. And so now it'll be up to the Ducks to respond and pull back even. Here is Ruben Gotay to begin the 7th inning. Switch hitter from the right side, and he takes the first pitch high and away from Gailey for ball 1. We talked about how efficient Fisher has been tonight. Gailey has also been fairly efficient. 78 pitches to this point, 51 of them for strikes. The 1-0. There's a fastball strike to even up the count at 1-1 on Gotay. He was hit by a pitch on the first pitch he saw in the first inning, and then popped out to right on a 3-2 offering in the 4th. 1-1. That's way inside, and that hit Gotay again. Caught him down in the foot. So Ruben Gotay, who is playing for the first time since Game 2 of the first round, has been hit by a pitch twice tonight by Gailey.
That's what the Ducks needed, though, Michael. Immediately get the tying run aboard, and we've talked a lot about how Isaiah Tejeda has struggled throwing out runners this season. Looks like the Ducks here are going to pinch run for Ruben Gotay at first base.
It will be Jordan Hinshaw who comes in as the pinch runner. A big reason why Hinshaw on this team on the bench is his speed. So he goes in as the pinch runner here in inning number 7. And he certainly has terrific speed, but has to remember there is a lefty on the mound, so you can't take too big of a lead. Had a very important run. Alex Berg squares to bunt, pulls back, and takes outside for ball 1.
And Hinshaw with the New Britain Bees before he came to the Long Island Ducks. 12 stolen bases, caught 3 times, but Tejeda, again in the regular season, Michael, only threw out 5 of 77 runners who stole against him. Lowest average of any catcher.
1-0 is way outside. Yelly missed on the off-speed pitch. And the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. And we saw last night, Chris, the Ducks were running early and often against Tejeda during the course of the game due to his inability to make some good accurate throws down to second base. So certainly could be something we see again here late in the game.
Yeah, a pair of stolen bases last night for Long Island. They were a perfect 2 for 2.
And neither throw was close from Tejeda either. Hinshaw with a lead to the edge of the cutout, held on by Nash. 2-0 taken all the way. There's a strike over the outside corner. And it gets the count to 2-1. It's a tough decision here. Obviously, he represents the tying run. He's got good speed. But the bottom of the order, the bottom 3 tonight for the Ducks is 0 for 6 combined against Gailey. Throw over to first to chase Hinshaw back. And Berg has the home run tonight that gave the Ducks the lead back in the 4th. So at first it looked like Berg was trying to square. Now looks as though he's going to swing away.
Yeah, Cleary stole a base last night. You expect that, but Alex Berg stole one too. He hadn't taken one all year.
2-1 fastball runs inside, almost caught him in the left arm. But now he's got a good hitter's count at 3-1 against Gailey. You can't tell if there's anybody warming in the Revolution bullpen at all. We did see a ball being tossed back and forth in the top half of the inning when Fisher got into that 2-out trouble. Hinshaw leads off of first, and it'll be a 3-1 Alex Berg. Here's the pitch, and Berg takes high and outside for ball 4. So Ruben Gotay hit by a pitch. Alex Berg draws a walk. That is the first walk of the night issued by Frank Gailey. And it's brought to you by CityMD Urgent Care. There are over 15 CityMD locations across Long Island. Need a doctor? Just walk in.
Well, first time out of the night for the York Revolution as their pitching coach, Paul Fletcher, makes his way out here in the bottom of the 7th to talk about what they're going to do defensively on an expected bunt for sure now by Delta Cleary Jr. So Kevin Baez is going to talk it over with Delta.
100%. And I have to surely think this is a situation where he's going to bunt. You've got the tying run now at second, the go-ahead run at first in the form of Alex Berg, and a chance to move them both in a scoring position with only 1 out if Cleary Jr. is retired on the bunt. And Cleary Jr. led all Ducks this year in sacrifice bunts with 14. So I have to think this would surely be a situation to move the runners over to second and third base with only 1 out, and then Anthony Vega and Dan Lyons would follow. And the Revolution obviously talking to Gailey and to his catcher Isaiah Tejeda, the shortstop Ryan Dent was in the discussion as well as to what they will do defensively on the expected bunt from the Ducks center fielder.
Looks like they're playing tight on the corners and for 2 up the middle. In case he decides to swing away.
Yeah, and the lefty Gailey does fall off to the third base side of the mound, so that might get taken into consideration as well. First pitch on the way from Gailey. Cleary Jr. squares, bunts it. Third base side, a good one. Gailey off the mound of field. He has no play.
Wow.
And Cleary Jr. is saved with a bunt single.
You almost wonder if Gailey grabbed that ball too soon, Michael. His only play might have been to let it roll. I don't think it was going to go foul. But how about that? Buddy Harrelson, the bunting instructor and coach for the Ducks, couldn't be prouder of Delta right now, and the bases are loaded.
That was a perfectly placed bunt by Delta Cleary Jr. And you're right, Chris. We obviously can't tell exactly whether or not that ball was kind of leaning left towards the line at all, but I don't think Gailey had any chance at Cleary Jr. at first. So at that point, you might as well just let that ball roll and see if the wind somehow pushes it foul or if it takes a hop off a rock and goes foul. But the Ducks are set up. Bases loaded, nobody out, trailing by a run in the bottom of the 7th. It is Hinshaw at 3rd, Berg at 2nd, and Cleary Jr. at 1st. And now Anthony Vega to the plate for Long Island. First pitch from Gailey. Vega a swing and a miss for strike 1. Fastball cut on and missed by the Ducks right fielder.
So biggest moment of the night, Gailey really in his first true jam as the Ducks have put together a hit batsman, a walk, and a bunt single to load the bases.
Gailey gets the sign and comes set. Runners lead from every base. The 0-1. Swing and a miss again. Another good fastball from Gailey, and Vega cuts through it for strike 2. Vega 0 for 2 to this point. He grounded out to second in the 2nd inning and popped out to first base on a bunt attempt to try and bunt his way on to lead off the 5th.
It looks like he's just trying to hit a deep fly ball, Michael, knowing that that could tie the game.
So it'll be an 0-2 here from Gailey. Fires to the plate, and Vega will swing and miss for strike 3. So 3 pitches from Gailey. Vega cuts through all 3, and there's a big first out for the Revolution left-hander.
Yeah, Anthony was just trying to put it in play, and that is going to be the final pitch thrown tonight by Frank Gailey as manager Mark Mason is out to take the baseball with 4 righties due next for Long Island.
So a big strikeout by Gailey of Vega for the first out of this 7th inning. We will have a pitching change, our first of the night here at Bethpage Ballpark. The Ducks trying to pull even, if not take the lead. Bases loaded, 1 out, bottom of the 7th. The Ducks trailing 3-2.
Hey fans, this is manager Kevin Baez, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit psegly.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owl's party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nickolock Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Well, last night in Game 1, the Revolution had an 8-7 victory. They used 7 pitchers in the win. The Long Island Ducks used 6. So the two teams combined for 13 pitchers. 11 of those were relievers. And tonight I'm sure both managers are thrilled that the starters have taken these games into the 7th inning. But it's York that goes to the bullpen first. And they actually bring in the guy who won the game in relief last night. It's right-hander Grant Side. So last night, pitched 2/3 of an inning, no hits, 1 run it was earned, 2 walks, and no strikeouts. And, Mike, that could be significant. Again, 2 walks issued in just his 2/3 of an inning worked last night. He has no room to walk anybody here as the Ducks have the bases loaded and 1 away after Anthony Vega went down weakly on 3 pitches from Frank Gailey, whose night came to an end.
And those were the first 2 walks for Sides in the postseason after not having allowed a walk in his first 2 innings of playoffs for the Revolution. But now he comes in obviously to set up righty-righty matchups with the righty Lions coming to the plate and then Giovanni Alfonso waiting on deck. Neither of those two faced Sides last night. Obviously an important situation here for the Revolution righty after Gailey gets a big first out of this inning after the Ducks load the bases without hitting the ball out of the infield. In fact, only hitting the ball once on a bunt. So a hit by pitch, a walk, and a bunt single have loaded the bases for the Ducks. But now 1 out after the Vegas strikeout. And here is Dan Lyons, the shortstop and 9-hitter, who had a big 2-run double in last night's game. But tonight thus far is 0 for 2.
And he has a history of coming through with the biggest hits and bunts in franchise history. Don't take out that option, of course, for shorty, but let's see if Dan Lyons can do what he seemingly always does, comes through in a big moment.
And York playing in case Lyons tries to do that. The corner infielders are just about a step behind the infield grass to guard against it. Sides come set. First pitch to Lyons. Fastball hits the outside corner for strike one. Lyons bounced to third base back in the second inning. He struck out swinging in the fifth. Again, there's only one out in the inning, so a fly ball could get Hinshaw home from third base. The middle infielders are halfway. Sides come set on the rubber. And now the 0-1 pitch. Kingston comes home. Lyons a swing and a miss. He cuts through the fastball. And Sides quickly ahead at 0-2.
Dan checking with home plate umpire Richard Katz to see if it was a strike. It was, and looked like that's the pitch he wanted, Michael. Right down the middle, just below the belt. Just couldn't catch up to it.
So Brant Sides comes out of the bullpen. He's quickly ahead, 0-2 on the Ducks shortstop. Runners lead from every base for Long Island. Here comes the 0-2 delivery. Sides a long wait, now fires home, and Lyons takes a fastball on the inside corner, a called strike three. So Dan Lyons goes down looking, and back-to-back three-pitch strikeouts for Gailey and now Sides. And after the Ducks loaded up the bases with nobody out, now there are two outs with the runners still in their same spots.
So couldn't just get a fly ball out of Vega or Lyons. Certainly unexpected, and Dan Lyons trusts his great eye so much. Again, a seventh-year Duck. Really thought that one was a little bit low and maybe inside, and the call goes against him. And let's see if Giovanni Alfonso can pick up Vega and Lyons here with now two gone.
Well, Alfonso had one of only two grand slams by the Ducks this year. That was at Somerset August 16th. Bases loaded, two down here. Sides first pitch, and Alfonso grounds one weakly. Third base side, Ryan Dent, the shortstop, fields, he won't come up with it. It'll be an infield single for Giovanni Alfonso. Jordan Hinshaw scores, and we are all tied at 3 here in the bottom of the 7th.
What a job by Gio. After Lyons and Vega couldn't come through, he put it deep in the shortstop hole. Absolutely no play at all for Ryan Dent, and a monstrous two-out infield single that brings this game tied. Elmer Reyes hoping the frame's not done yet.
On the top half of the inning, it was York rallying with 2 outs to take the lead, and although the Ducks got 3 on with nobody out, they get the 2-out infield hit from Alfonso. So each team now with 3 runs, each team now with 6 hits. For Alfonso, it is his 5th run batted in of this postseason. And now here is Elmer Reyes, who is 2 for 3 on the night. He and Alfonso both with multi-hit games this evening. First pitch from Sides to Reyes. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball by him, and the count 0-1. So Gailey can no longer get the win. That run that scored is his responsibility, and he is still responsible for the runners at third and second. Again, it is Berg at third, Cleary Jr. at second, and now Alfonso at first, the responsibility of Sides. The 0-1 from the right-hander. Comes set on the mound, now fires home, and Reyes swings and misses, chases a tailing fastball over the outer half, and it's quickly 0-2.
I just can't say enough about Giovanni Alfonso, Michael. The job he did this year after, again, starting the season as not even an everyday player, ends up leading the team in hitting in the regular season at .309, and right there, what to this moment is the biggest playoff hit of the year for the Long Island Ducks to bring them even here in the home 7.
Another clutch performance from Alfonso. Here comes the 0-2 from Sides to Reyes. Runners lead from every base for Long Island. And out time called at home plate. Reyes asks for time as Sides has been taking a long time after coming set on the mound before firing home.
They did the same thing last night, Mike. Sometimes it's just off-putting for a batter. You're used to a certain rhythm, and when you've got that bat over your shoulder waiting for a pitch, that's just too much time, and a good job by Reyes to break it up.
So now Sides is ready. 0-2. Reyes a swing and a miss, strike 3. Sides blew the fastball by him over the inner half. So Grant Sides comes in and strikes out 2 to limit the damage, but the Ducks do tie the game. They pick up a run in the inning on 2 infield hits, a walk and a hit by pitch. There were no errors, and the Ducks leave the bases loaded. After 7 innings of play, we are all tied up at 3 apiece.
Hey fans, this is infielder Elmer Reyes, and you're listening to Duck Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit psegly.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owls party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nickolock Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
What a ball game this has been. 3-3 Long Island Ducks, York Revolution here in Game 2 of the Atlantic League Championship Series. York trying to take a 2-0 lead in the series. The Ducks trying to even it up at a game apiece before it shifts to York. Each team with 3 runs, each team with 6 hits. The two teams have scored a run in the same inning twice tonight. York has committed the only error, and as we head to the 8th inning, I send it back across the broadcast booth to my partner, Chris King.
Well, thank you very much, Michael Pollock. Kevin Baez elects to run Jake Fisher out there for an 8th inning of work as the lefty toes the rubber. 9, 1, and 2 in the order for the Revs. Chase Simpson, Alonzo Harris, and Jared Mitchell do. What a game this has been. A back-and-forth seesaw affair, a low-scoring one. Last night's was seesaw high-scoring and an 8-7 Revolution win. Jake misses in tight here. Ball 1 to Simpson, who has struck out swinging and singled to right center. And Revs had a 1-0 lead. Ducks tied it at 1. Long Island took a 2-1 lead. Revs tied it at 2. York back on top 3-2. Long Island ties it up at 3. The very same spot we were in last night, a tie game after 7, but it was 6-6 last night after 7 innings. It's 3-3 here tonight, and that's ball 2.
Back-to-back seesaw affairs to start off this Atlantic League Championship Series, but tight games late in the game. That is what championship baseball is all about, and it's been entertaining between these two teams over the past 2 nights.
So Jake Fisher falling behind 2-0, and looked like Simpson was taking all the way. It's low, ball 3. Jake has not walked a Rev tonight.
He starts this inning off with 89 pitches. Obviously got into trouble with 2 outs in the 7th, got out of it, but his first real trouble of the night in that 7th inning.
Well, if he took 2-0, he's going to be taking 3-0, and there is the automatic strike. 3-1 now to the Revolution third baseman and 9-hitter. Tense moments here as the crowd of over 3,000 draws quiet. Again, final home game of 2017 for Long Island, and fans are hoping to go home happy, and Ducks hoping to earn a split before it shifts to Pennsylvania for the rest of the series. 3-1 here. Looked like he was taking again, and Fisher delivered a strike to run it full.
Yeah, he asked Richard Katz about the location and just kind of nodded afterwards. That was a good pitch by Fisher, a good job to battle back after falling behind 3-0, and seemed, as you mentioned, like Simpson was waiting for Fisher to throw 2 strikes, but I have to think he'll be swinging here, 3-2.
Here is the payoff. He does swing, rips it past the diving shortstop Dan Lyons in the left field, and a leadoff single for Simpson has the potential go-ahead run aboard for the visitors.
That's the difficulty that you face if you're Jake Fisher. You fall behind in the count 3-0. You have to battle back just to get it to 3-2. But again, you haven't walked a guy all night. You don't want to walk somebody, so you got to throw it over the middle part of the plate to try and get that strike call. And Simpson knew it, put a good swing on it, and despite a great effort from Lyons, Simpson is on with his 2nd hit of the night. And a big leadoff man aboard for York.
So do you have Alonzo Harris bunting here? He's already hit a homer, driven in run with a sac fly, and had a strikeout. Let's see how Mark Mason wants to play it with his multi-talented leadoff man. He does not square, instead swings for the fences, and came up empty, 0-1.
If you ask me, I would agree. You have 2 lefties to follow behind Harris, and those 2 lefties are combined 0 for 6 tonight. So if you ask me, I believe here Harris should be swinging, and indeed it seems that's going to be the case.
Again, he opened the game with a homer over both walls in left, his 2nd of the playoffs. Tossed to first here, and Chase Simpson is back. struck out swinging in the 3rd, and then hit a deep fly ball to center field in the 6th that brought home Ryan Dent on a sac fly. So 1 for 2 with a homer, a run scored, and 2 ribbies for Alonzo Harris. Breaking ball just missed. Boy, it looked like it was right over the plate, and you can hear some grumbling from the faithful flock, and now perhaps from the Ducks as well.
That looked like a pretty good pitch from our vantage point, and obviously so big at this stage of the game. Every pitch means that much more, and a big break there for Harris.
So 1-1 the count, and that he topped just off his leg and out in front of home plate for a foul ball at strike 2. Simpson at first base did not attempt a stolen base in the regular season.
He's not too much of a speed threat, and so I don't think, especially with a lefty on the mound, that he's going to be taking off anytime soon against Fisher, but obviously has a good hitter at the plate, and Mark Mason could always try and put that hit and run aboard, especially if Harris hit one into the ground, though. Again, Harris has good speed as well.
So Fisher gets ahead of him. Jake continues to work off that third base side of the rubber, angling his way toward home. Stares down first and then delivers a 1-2 that's yanked foul down the left field line. Michael, that was in on the hands, and still Alonzo Harris hit it out of the ballpark foul.
Now he's got quick hands. He can get that bat head out quickly, and a lot of the righty hitters, they take that pitch that comes down and in and try and get that bat head out and kind of golf it out to left field down the line, but that one is a little bit too far out in front and pulls it foul.
Again, we are tied at 3 here in the top of the 8th. Another 1-2 pitch. And that chopper to third. Alfonso guns to first, his only play on the Baltimore chopper. Does get the speedy Harris, but an effective out as Simpson moves down to second now with 1 away.
Unfortunately for the Ducks, it wasn't hit hard enough for Alfonso to try and go to second. He thought about it, but like we saw last night, especially late in the game, you don't want to take a risk at getting it out at second unless you know 100% sure that you got it. It did not work for the Ducks last night when Berg threw down there on that bunt. And in this case, Alfonso takes the sure out, gets the out at first for out number 1. And now you've got 2 lefties, Mitchell and then Silva to follow.
And Michael, you talked about it, though. They're combined 0 for 6 tonight, as both are 0 for 3 against the southpaw, Jake Fisher. So again, in a tie game, top of the 8th inning, the Revolution get a man at second with 1 away for Jared Mitchell, who awaits the first pitch from Jake Fisher. He checks second and checks again before coming home. And that pull to the right side, past the diving first baseman Mark Krause and into right. They're going to send Simpson. Up throwing is Anthony Vega. Throw not in time. Going for second now is Mitchell, and he's in there. It's an RBI single for Jared Mitchell, and the Revolution are back on top, 4-3 here in the visitors' 8th.
That was miscommunication defensively, I believe, for the Ducks. It looked like Mark Krause had originally started to take a step towards first base and then realized that he might be the only one to have a play on it and try to dive back to his right, could not come up with it. I think if he goes after that ball right away, he might have had a shot at it, but he decided to take that first step to first. Elmer Reyes, who doesn't have the best of range over at second base, could not get over there in time. And the Revolution, after seeing their lead evaporate in the bottom of the 7th, go back on top here in the 8th.
They have their 3rd lead of the night, and here's Rudy Silva with a play on at second as Dan Lyons crept behind Jared Mitchell, who dived back to the bag. So again, Ruby Silva is 0 for 3 with the old variety pack. He's got a strikeout, a pop-out, and a ground-out. But this seesaw affair continues with the Revs back on top here, building that picket fence now. Single runs in 3 straight innings for York as Silva went for the fences and came up empty, 0-1.
Get a sense Fisher tiring a little bit. He's at 102 pitches, and I know he threw 115 his last time out in that complete game, but got into trouble in the 6th inning, gave up a run, got into trouble in the 7th, and now again here in the 8th. I have to think his night might be coming closer to an end.
4 of the next 5 are righties, and here a little bunt. Nobody's going to have a play. Everybody's safe. What a bunt by Ruby Silva, who just pushed it past the pitcher Fisher, and that's going to be the final pitch thrown by the left-hander tonight, I think, as here comes Kevin Baez.
And that is that kind of work by the Revolution where they're trying to just make the Ducks defense, which has had its struggles at points this year, do some extra work. The Ducks didn't try and do something like that with the bottom of their order, some speed guys last inning. They only come up with a run. Here the Revolution have come up with a run and now have runners at the corners with 1 out.
So Jake Fisher gets a nice hand as he leaves, but the Revolution have a 4-3 lead in the top of the 8th. They have runners at the corners and 1 away for their cleanup hitter, Telvin Nash, when we return.
Hey fans, this is manager Kevin Byers, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit psegly.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owl's party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Well, the Ducks are back behind the Revolution with 3 hits here in the 8th. Now have a 4-3 lead. Chase Simpson started it off with a single to left, and after a ground-out move in the second, Jared Mitchell with an RBI single through the right side plated the go-ahead run. Ruby Silva then works his way on with a bunt single, and that ends the night for Jake Fisher, who throws 103 pitches, 73 of them for strikes, but has now given up at least 1 run over these past 3 innings and has runners at the corners with 1 out, and he'll turn it over to Rob Rogers, who pitched 2 innings of scoreless baseball in last night's game, and will try and work out of further trouble here in the top of the 8th.
So again, 1-run lead for the Revolution. Right-hander Rogers to make his second appearance of this series. He pitched in Game 2 and Game 4 of the Liberty Division Championship Series victory over Somerset. Rob checks both corners as Telvin Nash digs in. And the first pitch is hit slowly toward third. Alfonso Barehand throws to first in time, but scoring from third is Jared Mitchell. And for the first time tonight, a team has a 2-run lead. It is 5-3 Revolution.
And York finding ways to manufacture runs here in this inning, something the Ducks really could not do last inning. They did get the 1 run on that bunt single, but had the bases loaded, nobody out. Vega and Lyons both struck out. Vega against Gailey, Lyons against Sides. And I don't want to say a very good chance, but there's certainly a chance that could come back to bite the Ducks if they cannot rally back once again.
Looks like Kevin Baez is going to take the baseball and bring in a lefty for Michael Burgess. And that indeed is the end of the night for Rob Rogers. So 5-3 Revs still in the top of the 8th with a second pitcher out of the bullpen in the inning for the Flock coming next.
Hey fans, this is manager Kevin Byers, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebate on energy efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit psegly.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owl's party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Rob Rogers comes into the game in the 8th inning after Jake Fisher is removed and is able to get the second out of the inning on a grounder to third. It does play to run. That run charged to Fisher. And now Kevin Baez wants to continue to play matchups with lefty-lefty, righty-righty matchups. He brings in the lefty Dustin Richardson to face the lefty swinging Michael Burgess, who is 1 for 3 on the night against the lefty Jake Fisher. And Richardson pitching for the second night in a row. He came into the ball game last night in the 7th, got the first 2 batters out quickly, but then allowed a walk to Silva, hit Telvin Nash, and then walked the guy coming to the plate right now, Michael Burgess, before Matt Marsh took over. So he gave up 3 straight base runners with 2 outs without the use of a hit for the Revolution. And out comes on with 2 outs and a runner at second here, trying to keep this a 2-run ball game.
Well, Dustin Richardson, the only reliever on the Long Island playoff roster that has major league experience, as he pitched for the Red Sox in 2009 and 2010. Of course, pitched for the Ducks a year ago, spent most of this year with Sugarland before coming over to Long Island here in early September. So Dustin Richardson brought in probably just for one batter here, and a lefty-lefty Michael Burgess with now 2 outs, a man at second in Ruby Silva. And the Revolution with the first crooked number either team has put on the scoreboard tonight. A 2 spot here in the top of the 8th to break the 3-3 tie and take a 5-3 advantage. Here is Michael Burgess against big Dustin Richardson in a lefty-lefty. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Burgess tonight has grounded out, fouled out to the catcher Berg, and in between reached on an infield single to the shortstop Dan Lyons. Last night, Michael Burgess, again, we talked about that opposite field 3-run homer that cleared both walls in left, made it a 4-0 game early on. 1-0 is inside as he stretched out of the way, adding some body English, 2-0.
We didn't get too much of a chance to talk about Rogers, but now with his 1/3 of an inning scoreless, he has now made 8 straight scoreless appearances going back to the regular season and has given up just 1 run in his last 14 games going back to the regular season. He has arguably been the Ducks' best relief pitcher of late out of the bullpen.
Richardson falls behind 2-0. And now gets a strike, so big pitch there for Dustin. 2-1 to Michael Burgess. And Burgess, the team leader in runs batted into the playoffs, coming in with 6. Pair of homers already in the postseason. A big one here last night, and also one in the 4-game victory over Southern Maryland in the Freedom Division Championship Series as he hit a 2-run shot in Game 4 down in Waldorf, their clinching win. It'll be a 2-1 coming. And he went after it and knocked the mask, I believe, right off the face of Alex Berg. And now home plate umpire Richard Katz going out to hand a new baseball to Dustin Richardson, but Alex appears to be okay.
He's been a warrior behind the plate this year, has caught more this season than in any other year of his career. He typically ends up playing in the outfield usually, and we did see him out in the corner outfield spots a couple times during the season, but he has been behind the plate for the majority of the season. In every playoff game for the Ducks, he has done a terrific job with this pitching staff and has taken so many foul balls off of just about every part of his body and continues to go out there. He has certainly been a steady face in this Ducks lineup.
Yeah, warrior, no doubt about it. So 2-2 now is the count to Michael Burgess, with the Revs trying to add to what is a 2-run lead here in the top of the 8th. Silva leads away from second. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Dustin Richardson fans Michael Burgess, and that will end the inning. But not before York picks up 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left. We go to the last of the 8th. It's Game 2 of the 2017 Atlantic League Championship Series, and it's 5-3 in favor of the Revolution.
Hey fans, this is right-handed pitcher Tyler Levine, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. And best of all, it's only minutes away from Bethpage Ballpark. The Radisson Hotel, Hauppauge, Long Island, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 631-231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Bethpage Ballpark is a great place to watch a ball game, so why not do so from some of the best seats in the house? The Ducks are proud to present the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden. Open for all fans on nights when the Smokin' Owl's party deck has not been reserved, the Beer Garden will feature a variety of frosty draft and bottled brews as well as several food choices. The area has been decked out with bar rail seating and Ducks branded furniture to provide a comfortable atmosphere for everyone. Be sure to stop by and check out the brand new Long Island Ducks Beer Garden on your next visit to the ballpark. (5-3) the York Revolution, their largest lead of the night at 2, as they're the first team to put up 2 or more runs in a single inning in this ball game. And they will turn the ball over now to Brad Allen, who will make his first appearance of this series, second of the postseason. He was strong in his first. He pitched a scoreless inning, allowing just 1 hit and striking out 3. That came in Game 3 of the Freedom Division Championship Series in Southern Maryland. During the regular season, Allen began the year as the closer and ultimately posted a 2.98 ERA along with a 1-3 record in 59 games, along with 19 saves. And he comes in here in the 8th inning to face the heart of the Ducks order. It will be Ford and Krause to begin, and then scheduled up is Jordan Hinshaw, who went in as the pinch runner for Ruben Gotay back in the 7th.
So Frank Gailey, the starter, 6 1/3 of 3-run ball, 2 of those earned, a walk and 6 strikeouts. Then 2/3 of an inning for Sides, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, 2 Ks. And now the third pitcher of the night, the right-hander Brad Allen. Lou Ford sees ball 1. Ford tonight has reached on an error fly to center and grounded into a double play. So coming off his 3-hit game last night, he is 0 for 3 this evening. 1-1 now, the count on Lou.
What a night for Ford last night. 3 RBIs, but he has been kept fairly quiet in this game by the Revolution pitching staff.
We talked about it, Michael. He takes it low for a ball. We don't know if it's his final game here at the Duck Pond as a member of the flock. And, of course, Lou is also the bench coach, so you might see him back in just a coaching capacity if he decides his playing days have come to an end at the age of 41 as he sees inside here. It's 3 balls and a strike.
One thing Ford has is that he has moved here to Long Island, now resides in Central Islip, so he is close to home, of course.
3-1 is a big bouncer to short. Charity hop for Ryan Dent. Good stretch again at first by Telvin Nash on a low throw, but they get Ford 6-3 one way.
And obviously it's so tough for Ford. He has become such an important part to this team, obviously hitting in the 3rd spot of the order. It's almost like you expect him to come through with a clutch hit and get on base every time with what he's done in a Ducks uniform, but it's unfair to expect things like that at his age and at this stage of his career. But we saw last night he still has that ability to do so. So that was certainly impressive tonight, though. It's been a bit of a different story. And same for Mark Krause, who had a great year but is struggling tonight.
Yeah, he had a huge game last night. Lou did again, going 3 for 5, driving in 3 runs. Remember a year ago, as the Ducks were swept by Sugar Land in the finals, he went just 1 for 10 in the 3-game set. So here's Mark Krause, who has yet to have a hit in the finals. He was terrific in the Liberty Division Championship Series, hitting .389, but 0 for 3 last night, 0 for 3 tonight. He takes strike 1, and now ball 1 from righty Brad Allen. A ball and a strike to Krause.
I already see Angelo Sanko out in the on-deck circle, so he will pinch it for Jordan Hinshaw after the sit-back.
The 1-1 is waved through here by Krause. 1-2 to the Ducks cleanup man and first baseman tonight. Again, Long Island trailing at 5-3 in the bottom of the 8th. They lost last night 8-7. So if they cannot rally here, they will go down 0-2 and be faced with having to win all 3 games in York to claim their 4th Atlantic League title. Allen misses away. The count 2-2. Again, the Revs have never lost a championship series. They've played in 2 of them. They've won them both, beating the Bluefish in 2010 and the Ducks in 2011. Here it's pop foul back behind home plate. The count holds on Krause.
And obviously not an impossible task. We saw this Ducks team last year come back from 0-2 down to win a playoff series. Obviously it's not ideal. It's not a situation anybody wants to be in. And obviously still there's plenty of time for the Ducks to come back tonight. All they need is a bloop and a blast to tie the game up.
Let's see if Mark Krause can get it going. The 2-2 is slashed foul high on the third base side. And of course, Michael referring to that series a year ago where the Ducks fell behind Somerset 0-2, but both of those losses were in New Jersey and came home to win all 3 games. A little tougher to do it on the road, but we did talk about it, Mike. They actually won all 4 in a 4-game series in York early this year. So it can be done. Not out of the question, and certainly not over here tonight by any stretch, as Allen misses away. And Mark Krause did such a good job all year working out walks, trying to either do that or get a base hit here to get Long Island, as you said, the tying run to the plate in Sanko on deck. payoff pitch is outside, ball 4. So there it is. Another walk brought to you by CityMD Urgent Care. There are over 15 CityMD locations across Long Island. Need a doctor? Just walk in.
The one concerning thing that we saw from Krause in his first 3 at-bats tonight was that he was chasing a little bit out of the zone. It's so rare for him, a guy who drew more walks than any other Duck this year, the 3rd most in the Atlantic League this season. He did such a good job at getting on base that it was rare to see him flailing at pitches out of the zone. And there fell behind 1 and 2, but found a way to take some tough pitches from Brad Allen, some that were close but still missed the zone. But he knows how important it is to get on base with a guy that's waiting on deck, the team leader this year in home runs, coming up. And now with Paul Fletcher going out to have a conversation with his right-hander, we'll have to wait until Sanko comes up to the plate, but obviously a chance to tie the game with 1 swing of the bat.
Again, Michael talked about it, 24 home runs to lead the Ducks in the regular season, including 4 of those against the York Revolution. Those 24 long balls, 3rd most of any player in the Atlantic League. Sanko has struggled in the playoffs, though, just 3 for 16 against Somerset, 0 for 5 last night with a pair of strikeouts. So you put it together, 3 for 21 in the playoffs, and I think that was one of the reasons he was the guy chosen to sit out tonight in favor of Ruben Gotay. But a chance for Sanko to make amends here as he stands in and goes after the first pitch, pulls it through the right side and into right field. Krause turns second. He's going to go for third. Here's the throw by Mitchell. It's cut off. A pinch hit single for Angelo Sanko, and the Ducks have the tying runs aboard with 1 away for Alex Berg.
Well, Sanko goes after the first pitch. He is able to get it through. Good start. Now they've got a runner at third. The tying runs are both on base. Now here is one of the Ducks who has been the hottest offensively in the postseason. It's going to be Alex Berg. And now that he has been announced, it looks like Mark Mason will go back to his bullpen. And as we get late in the game, the manager is certainly playing like this is a championship game, because obviously very important for both of these teams.
So he wants Brad Allen out of there to face Alex Berg. It'll be someone new. 4th pitcher of the night for the Revs when we return. But don't you go anywhere. Ducks trail at 5-3, bottom of the 8th. They have the tying runs on for Berg with just 1 down.
Hey fans, this is manager Kevin Baez, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
PSEG Long Island is making things work for you with over 10 energy efficiency programs that can help you save on your monthly electric bill. From our free online energy analyzer and in-home energy assessments to rebates on energy efficient air conditioning, even discounts on LED light bulbs. Helping you save on electricity is our job. What to do with your savings?
Flight 85 now boarding for the magic of Orlando.
Is entirely up to you. Visit psegly.com/save money. Just one more way PSEG Long Island is making things work for you.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the picnic area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owl's party deck, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Well, Mark Mason, the manager for the York Revolution, has gone to his closer early for the 2nd straight night. Last night in the 8th inning, after Grant Sides walked 2 with 1 out in the inning, he went to Hutchinson, who gave up a run on the sac fly, although that was charged to Sides, but got out of the inning with the 1-run lead intact and then retired the side in order in the 9th to earn his 2nd save of the postseason, and he is summoned to try and get a 5-out save for the 2nd night in a row. He will take over here after Brad Allen allows a 1-out walk to Mark Krause, followed by a pinch hit single from Angelo Sanko. As with the Ducks with the tying runs at the corners with 1 out, and Alex Berg, who has a solo home run tonight along with a walk, coming to the plate.
Well, again, Hutchinson has been his best pitcher, lefty or righty, so he doesn't care about the matchup, wants the best guy on the hill. And in the opening round, 4-game victory over Southern Maryland, Hutchinson pitched in games 1, 2, and 4, picking up the save in game 2. And when he pitched in game 4, Michael, that was his 30th straight appearance without allowing a run. So give him another one last night. He has not allowed a run in 31 straight appearances as he stands in here against Alex Berg in a huge spot. First pitch, Berg bounces it to short, could be 2. Steps on the bag, throws to first, dug out there by Nash. Does he have it? Yes, says first base umpire David Speranza. And Alex Berg grounds into an inning-ending 6-6-3 double play. Perhaps. Now, did that run score is what they're going to talk about, I believe.
No, they're going to
if he was off the bag.
Yep, that's what the Ducks are arguing. The entire dugout all felt that the first baseman, Telvin Nash, came off the bag. Billy Horn was coaching there. Kevin Byers was coaching at third. And immediately after the out call was made by Speranza, Speranza did, summoned for the rest of the umpiring crew. So now they're going to get together and discuss it. Obviously, that is huge. If he came off the bag, a run scores, and now it's a 5-4 game. But if it's an out, it's the end of the inning.
Right, it's 5-4, and the inning's alive.
Right.
So, again, huge call here. The 4 umpires, Richard Katz, David Speranza, who was at first, Jorge Teran, and Matt Hensel discuss whether Telvin Nash, in that stretch, had his foot come off the base, in which case Mark Krause would have scored from third to make it a 1-run game. And, again, it would only be a single out at second on the force out of Angelo Sanco. So absolutely huge call here, and let's see what they say. They're going to call out Mark Mason, so maybe they have some bad news for him and ask him to bring his guys back on. This could be good news for Long Island. Very unusual here, Michael. They didn't just make the call, but wanted to talk to Mason first.
Boy, this is incredible. This is obviously such a huge stage in the ball game, and the Revolution got exactly what they wanted, a ground ball right to their shortstop with a guy that does not run all that fast to try and turn to. And they get the out call on both bases, and now Speranza wants to discuss with the umpires, and now there's a chance that that can get overturned. A run could score to make it a 1-run game, and the tying run could still be on base with Delta Cleary Jr. coming up next.
I got to think they've overturned it, right? Or else why would they have walked away from Kevin Baez and summoned Mark Mason to bring his guys back on?
And Berg is back out at first base, so I don't know why no call has been made yet. Obviously, this is not like the major leagues where they have the ability to look at replay and see. But obviously such a huge stage in this ball game. He called out at first, and he's got the best view of it of any of the umpires. So I'm not sure what another umpire might see that he doesn't, but he immediately signaled for all the other umpires to come in and discuss it. And now Mason having the discussion here with Speranza.
I just don't understand why you bring in Mason. Why don't you just make your call? Give me the safe sign and then deal with Mason, not let everybody know what's going on here.
I agree. It's very bizarre. And I know, regardless of what the outcome is, one dugout is going to explode. Because if they call the runner at first safe because he came off the bag, the Revolution dugout is going to be furious. If they call him out, the Ducks dugout, which was already furious at the first call that he was out, is also going to be furious.
So Mason now appears to get ready to walk away from the men in black, and still no indication that his guys have to come back on the field. Now they call him safe. David Speranza says he was safe as the foot came off the bag. Telvin Nash at first. It's a 1-run game now, and the inning continues for Long Island. The Revs have to return to the field. What a huge call in favor of the Flock.
That is unbelievable. So it's going to go down as a fielder's choice and an RBI for Alex Berg, who picks up his second run batted in of the night and his third of the postseason, because you can never assume that double play, but obviously that low throw pulled Telvin Nash off the bag. There doesn't seem to be too much argument here from the Revolution side, but obviously a huge call, and it ends up going the Ducks' way, and now Berg on at first as the tying run and Cleary Jr. to the plate.
So on a reversal of the original call, here comes Mark Mason, though he may not be ready to let it go. He wants more conversation with Richard Katz here, calling the balls and strikes. And I'm not sure what he's going to say here that he didn't say then, but what an unbelievable turnaround as Chase Hutchinson doesn't want to get cold. He's taking some warm-up tosses. So instead of inning over, still 5-3 York, the Ducks get a run as Mark Krause came home on the play to make it 5-4, and the frame continues with a tying run on it first in Alex Berg. Unbelievable break for Long Island. Let's see if Delta Cleary Jr. can keep the inning alive. He's reached on a bunt single and twice grounded out.
This is absolutely incredible, but you don't expect anything less from Championship Series games.
So Hutchinson's had a long time on the hill, but misses here with his first pitch. Ball 1. So again, credit to the guys in black, Michael. They wanted to get the call right, and even though the gentleman who was closest to it, David Speranza, got it wrong, apparently the other 3 umpires in his crew were convinced that the foot of Telvin Nash came off on that stretch of the throw from Ryan Dent. The 1-0 is a strike. 1-1 now on Delta.
Everybody clap your hands.
I'm trying to tell by just looking at a review here in the booth to see whether or not that foot was on the base. It's so tough to tell just from watching the live stream again to see, but it was too far away for us to really tell for sure.
Yeah, he was in the full splits, was Telvin Nash, who's done that a lot tonight and last night. The 1-1 is low and in. Good grab by Tejeda, or else going down to second would have been Alex Berg.
That's a good call there, Chris. If that ball ends up getting by Tejeda, all of a sudden now a runner comes in, or moves to second, and then a base hit could tie this game.
5-4 York in the bottom of the 8th. Rebs were 8-7 winners in Game 1 last night, trying to take a commanding 2-0 lead. 2-1 here, up and away, and that's ball 3.
Oh, you know what, Chris? I'm just looking. I think Telvin Nash might have dropped the ball. I'm looking at first base here, and I see the ball does end up hitting the ground, and then Nash picks it up with his bare hand. So that must have been what the Ducks were saying, that he never came up with it cleanly, and Berg touched first base before he got it with his hand.
Oh, very good job by you, Michael. I thought it was all about the foot on the bag, but apparently it was the ball coming loose. 3-1 here. Looked like it was even taken, and the count full.
Wow, that is big. That is incredible that's how the play ends up getting reversed. But obviously, Speranza would have seen that ball on the ground at first, so I'm not sure why he needed the discussion again or why he called out in the first place. But hey, in the end, it ends up working out to the Ducks' favor.
All right, now Berg will get a chance to run here. 2 out, payoff pitch. He will be off on the toss by Hutchinson toward home plate. Delta Cleary Jr. awaits it. And he loops it foul down the right field line out of play. Count holds at 3-2.
So the Ducks trying to take advantage of that reversal here. Obviously, Cleary Jr. has the ability to hit the ball to the gaps. He had a double here in last night's game, and obviously that's ideal, but ultimately it's about finding a way to get on base. You have Anthony Vega waiting in the on-deck circle. There's only one guy still available off the bench for the Ducks, and that's their backup catcher, Audie Affiner.
So once again, a 3-2 pitch with Alex Berg in motion off first base, still being held on by Nash. Here's the payoff. And that low and in, ball 4. It will move the tying run into scoring position and put the go-ahead run aboard. Second walk of the inning for the Revs in the first for Hutchinson.
So good at bat by Delta Cleary Jr. Second walk of the inning drawn by Long Island. He had also fallen behind in the count at 1-2, much like Kraus earlier this inning, but he finds his way on base. Good patience being shown here in this 8th inning by the Ducks. And now Anthony Vega coming up with a chance to tie it or give the Ducks the lead.
Well, Vega has grounded out, struck out, and popped out on a bunt attempt. He's 0 for 3. Can he get Alex Berg home from second and tie the game? Lefty-lefty, and a good fastball by Hutchinson nails the outside corner at the knees. 0-1.
It's a good pitch there from Hutchinson. Did not give Vega anything to hit, but was able to get that call right on the outside corner.
So Vega, again, who went down weakly last time with the bases loaded in the 7th, falls behind here 0-1. Hutchinson checks Berg at second. And then a check swing, he went around, said home plate umpire Richard Katz, no appeal to third. And Vega upset, he's down 0-2, and now Vega might be in trouble here. Michael, he's got to calm down and keep himself in the game here, arguing balls and strikes.
He absolutely does. Again, the Ducks only have Audie Affiner off the bench, their backup catcher. They cannot afford to lose Vega. Obviously, at this stage of the game and at this stage of the season, emotions run very high on both sides. And it's so tough in a check swing like that for the home plate umpire to make that call. But Katz made it right away, and clearly Vega was unhappy. He felt he should have appealed down to Matt Hensel at third.
Again, Hutchinson, a 6'5 lefty. So hard to pick up that release point for lefties. 0-2 is bounced to short. Dent will flip to second. Silva grabs it there. They force Cleary, and the inning comes to an end. But the Ducks do get a run on a hit. There were a pair of walks, and they leave 2. We head to the 9th on Long Island in Game 2 of the Atlantic League Championship Series. It's the York Revolution 5 and the Long Island Ducks 4.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Angelo Sanko, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Going way back is Joe Holden, and he is looking up, and that one is headed to field 5 at Robert Moses. The waves are gnarly, and the Ducks have tied it at 1. That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappy's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappy's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappy's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappy's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappy's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Well, we go to inning number 9. The York Revolution have a 1-run lead for the Revs. 5 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. For the Ducks, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. And Kevin Baez brings on his 4th pitcher of the night. It is the right-hander Dennis O'Grady. So for O'Grady, his second appearance of this championship series, as he pitched last night in the 8-7 loss for the Flock. 1 inning, no hits, no runs, a walk, and a strikeout. O'Grady also worked in Game 1 of the Liberty Division Championship Series against the Somerset Patriots. So Rob Rogers saw just one batter, Telvin Nash grounded out, but a run came home, and then Dustin Richardson sees just one batter. That was Michael Burgess. He struck him out swinging to end the visitors' 8th. Dennis O'Grady against Isaiah Tejeda to start the top of the 9th.
Well, last night, as you mentioned, Chris, a 1-run game. Tonight, right now, it's a 1-run game, and it's just been incredible theater between these two teams. There has been some sloppy play on both sides. Last night, especially with the pitchers, with all the walks that they allowed, 20 between the two teams. Tonight, some defensive issues and little bunt singles, things like that. Obviously, we had the call last inning that seemed to play a lot of factors, along with the check swing by Vega that heated up Vega. So there's been a lot that's gone on in this game, but when it comes down to it, it has been another tightly contested game between these two teams.
Yeah, in the regular season, Michael, the York Revolution won 22 one-run games, but they lost 28 one-run games, the second most one-run losses of any team. So far, a one-run win and now a one-run lead as we go to the 9th, and Tejeda to face Dennis O'Grady. The righty deals from the first base side of the rubber, down and away. Ball 1 to Tejeda, who has tapped out in front of home, grounded into a double play on a great job by Dan Lyons to turn 2, and also doubled and scored in the 7th inning. The 1-0 is in the air to right, playable for Anthony Vega, moving to his left. The wind keeps pushing it, but he makes the one-handed grab for out number 1.
And during the regular season for the Ducks, they finished 26-27 in those one-run games. They started off poorly, then went on a great run, especially keying that month of August when they went 21-10, and then struggled a little bit down the stretch. But obviously, they're going to need a rally for at least one run in the bottom half of the 9th inning. And in that bottom half of the 9th inning, it'll be 9-1-2 in the order. Lyons, Alfonso, and Reyes coming up presumably against Hutchinson.
Well, again, they hope it'll be just a one-run deficit if Dennis O'Grady can do his thing. He gets the first man, and the free-swinging Travis Witherspoon rips through that and comes up empty. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Big RBI single to center his last time up, and has preceded that with a strikeout swinging and a ground ball to shortstop Dan Lyons way back in the 2nd. The 0-1 is low and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. Ducks tonight trying to snap a couple of 4-game losing streaks. They have lost 4 straight playoff games to the Revolution. They dropped 3 in a row to end the 2011 championship series to the Revs after winning Game 1. And they've lost 4 straight games now in a championship series, as last year they were swept in the finals by the Sugarland Skeeters. Ball 2 here, 2-1 now to Travis Witherspoon.
And meanwhile for York, they obviously were very happy getting 1 win here last night. They're trying to take a stranglehold on this series to give themselves an opportunity, needing to win only 1 of 3 at home.
This one in the air and deep to left. Lou Ford, though, has it measured, moving to his right, is able to make the grab for the 2nd out. So a couple of fly balls, a couple of outs for Dennis O'Grady, 2 away.
Off the bat, I thought that might have had a chance off the bat of Witherspoon, but 2 things worked against him. 1, that hard wind that is pushing from left to right might have blown it into the yard and prevented that from going out. The other, that I think he might have caught it off the end of the bat a little bit off balance and hit it off the end of the bat. Didn't get all of it on the pitch from O'Grady. And so O'Grady has gotten 2 flyouts and trying to work a 1-2-3 top half of this 9th inning.
So Duck relievers have now faced 4 batters and retired them all. Here's Ryan Dent, 1 for 3 tonight, with a single and a run scored, sandwiched in between a foul out to the first baseman Krause and a fly out to right. And there's strike 1 to big Ryan Dent. So again, we certainly do expect Chase Hutchinson to continue in the 9th inning and try for back-to-back 5-out saves. That's how you know it's finals time, right, Michael?
That's it. We saw it with Aroldis Chapman for the Cubs
Yes,
last
that's
year
right,
with the amount
yeah.
he did in the World Series in the postseason.
Here, a big bouncer up the middle. Elmer Reyes alongside second base, guns to first, and 1-2-3 go the Revs. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Last licks for Long Island. They trail the Revolution 5-4.
Hey fans, this is pitcher David Artsma, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Oh, I love it. The color of my new Nicolot patio is so vibrant. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
You're welcome. I'm just going to go finish that Nicolak walkway now.
Make your pavers vivid Nicolot pavers. The best looking, most vibrant pavers with the most 3-color blends in the industry. Featuring Nicolot's exclusive paver shield and color blending technology. With color throughout and guaranteed not to fade. Live life in color with Nicolot. Visit Nicolot.com.
Hey Ducks fans, stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team by visiting Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Quack of the Bat will Ducks fans beyond the headlines with in-depth feature articles, breaking news stories, game previews, post-game wrap-ups, and so much more. Interact with the team during the entire season through quotes directly from the players and coaches, as well as exclusive video clips and photos. Check out the blog today at quackofthebat.wordpress.com. Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Well, we head to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Last chance for the Ducks. They trail by a run. 5-4 is the score. For the second night in a row, the Revolution are going to make a defensive replacement behind home plate. They call upon the catcher, Luis Cruz, to take over for Isaiah Tejeda and Chase Hutchinson, who allowed an RBI fielder's choice and a walk before getting a force out to get out of the inning in the 8th inning. We'll try and pick up another save here in the postseason. It would be his 3rd of the playoffs.
Well, again, the final home game, number 74 of 2017 for Long Island. Do they have a waddle-off win in them? It's the only way they can win it now. They had 9 waddle-off wins in the regular season, the last of which was against these York Revolution in Game 1 of a doubleheader back on August the 30th, the 7-inning affair. In the bottom of the 7th, Elmer Reyes hit a solo homer to win it for Long Island 5-4. So Dan Lyons, Giovanni Alfonso, and Elmer Reyes, 9-1-2, with, again, Audie Affiner, the only bat available off the bench. Not going to happen for him tonight, a right-handed stick. It'll be Dan Lyons to start it. Tonight 0 for 3 with a ground out and a pair of strikeouts, facing the big southpaw Hutchinson to open the home 9th. Chase's first pitch, way outside, ball 1.
Obviously, at this stage of the game, important for the Ducks to show patience, work the count. We saw Hutchinson allow a walk last inning. The Ducks showed very good patience a couple of times after falling behind in the count. They need to do that again here to try and get a runner on base.
The 1-0, and that got the outside corner, so he brought it in a little tighter. Working the outside edge on the righties is Hutchinson. It's a ball and a strike. Again, Hutchinson trying to make it 32 straight appearances without allowing a run. He's already set the franchise record, just trying to extend it. The 1-1 is swung through, may have got a piece of it. Luis Cruz with the grab. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
The Revolution playing a little bit of no doubles defense here. The third baseman Simpson right along the line at third base. The first baseman Nash a little bit further off the line with a righty hitter, but probably closer to the line than he normally would be for the righty hitting Lions.
Last night, Lions had a double, scored twice, drove in 2. Looking for his first hit tonight. The 1-2 gets through Cruz, but no harm with nobody aboard. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Waiting on deck, Giovanni Alfonso had a huge infield single to drive in a run in the 7th.
Obviously, the Ducks just want to get somebody on base here. It would be huge for Lions. He has good speed. You've got a good guy to put the ball in play, and Alfonso waiting on deck, and then Reyes, who has 2 hits tonight.
2-2 coming to Dan Lyons. pokes it in a shallow right. Moving back on it, though, as the wind pulls it is Jared Mitchell. He will make the grab. One away. That really fooled me, Mike. I thought that was off the end of the bat and was going to bloop into the old Bermuda Triangle, but you know what? The wind grabbed it a little bit, and Mitchell made an easy catch for the first down.
I'm with you. That was kind of a defensive swing there for Lions, trying to protect the plate with 2 strikes, and it looked like it was going to be a simple pop-up to shallow right that might have a chance to dunk in, but must have gotten more than we thought, and also with that wind might have helped keep it in the air a little bit longer. So there's the first out. Now back to the top of the order for Alfonso.
We talked about that RBI single for Gio. Tied the game at 3 in the bottom of the 7th. 2 for 4 tonight with a pair of singles and a run batted in is the leadoff man and third baseman. Again, Ducks need a man aboard, and Alfonso will try to do it, but Hutchinson starts him out with strike 1 on the outer edge. Living off that outside black against the righties is the big left-hander. Carefully places that left foot right in the middle of the rubber and stares home to Luis Cruz. A big exhale from Alfonso in the right-hand batter's box. 0-1, again, trying backdoor, missing, 1-1.
He's trying to stay away from Alfonso, but Gio all year long was so good at poking the ball to right field for a base hit. And if he sees a pitch on the outer half of the plate, he's going to try and go with it the other way and try and poke it over the infield and in a right to get the tying run aboard.
Hit .309 in the regular season, hit .333 against York pitching. 1-1. Taken the other way to right, but foul as it slices away. And now he's down in the count, 1-2.
Good cut there for Alfonso, staying back on the pitch from Hutchinson, but a little bit behind it. And that's why he pushed it more foul. He was bidding for that right field line. Just missed. So now he's behind here at 1-2 on Hutchinson, and Simpson even closer now to the third base line.
Still all those flags whipping as the wind pushes hard from left towards right as it has all night with Hurricane Maria off the end of Long Island. The 1-2 is grounded to short. Dent grabs, off-balance throw. Good stretch by Telvin Nash. And the Ducks are down to their final out, still trailing 5-4.
This is what's going to show where the Ducks are made of. Obviously, this is not an elimination game, but Kevin Baez went into it saying how important it was to take this game and even up the series. I think that was such a key to the first round for the Ducks to even up this series before they went into a tough environment in Somerset. Obviously, an even bigger key was the Ducks winning that third game to take the lead in the series in front of that sold-out crowd. The Ducks are going to have to try and come to life with 2 outs here in the 9th. Otherwise, they'll be staring at an 0-2 deficit heading to York.
Well, here is Elmer Reyes. Got to keep the game alive. Good night tonight. 2 for 4 with a pair of singles and a run scored. Hutchinson away from his letters set, and the first pitch is swung through, 0-1. Well, the Revs all up against the railing in there. Dugout on the third base side. Ducks doing the same on the first base side. As the Revs are so close to a 2-0 lead, they can taste it. But Elmer Reyes just needs to somehow, some way get on and put the tying run aboard for the Flock. And time called here at home by umpire Richard Katz. Lou Ford on deck for Long Island. The 0-1. Low, 1-1.
Well, Reyes has come up with many a clutch hit for the Ducks this year. He was certainly a big contributor offensively, second highest batting average on the team during the regular season. He's got 2 more hits tonight and in need of a hit here to put the tying run aboard for Lou Ford.
He too hit very well against Revs pitching, .329 in the regular season. Here he waves over the top of that one, and now Long Island down to their final strike.
Hutchinson, very similar to what we saw last night, had a little bit of jitters when he came into the 8th, but got out of the jam with a run lead still intact and got 3 straight outs in the 9th inning last night, and now a strike away from doing the same tonight.
So 1-2 the count. Again, nobody aboard, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th. Ducks down a run. Elmer Reyes with the bat high above his right shoulder. Chase Hutchinson's pitch, low and in, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Elmer surveying the defense. Everybody a couple steps around toward right, especially Travis Witherspoon in center for him to go the other way.
And both corner infielders playing right along the lines. They do not want to allow that double down the line.
So it'll be a 2-2. And that in the dirt, and the count now full.
Good job by Reyes after falling behind 1-2 to take 2 straight out of the zone. It's tough here. You want to protect the plate, but if you don't see something that's anywhere near that plate, you got to take it, try and will your way aboard. And again, you've got some good hitters behind you, and it's all about just getting that tying run on base for right now.
So a 3-2 will follow. Here it is. Way outside, ball 4, and the Ducks do get the tying run aboard for Lou Ford.
Obviously, that is important. Another walk drawn by the Ducks there, 4th drawn of the night. It's brought to you by City MD Urgent Care. There are over 15 City MD locations across Long Island. Need a doctor, just walk in. Now Ford comes up, the tying run at first, and he represents the winning run, does Ford.
We told you about Lou's big night last night, 3 for 5 with 3 singles and 3 runs batted in. Tonight 0 for 4 with a pair of ground outs, a fly out, and he reached on an error back in the opening inning. So can Lou keep it alive for Long Island or perhaps tie the game or win it? We shall see. First pitch to him. In there for a strike, 0-1. Ford 9 home runs in the regular season.
We talk so much about how the Ducks pitching has struggled with 2 outs. Now a chance to give the Revolution a taste of their own medicine.
Elmer Reyes right at the cutout at first base. Again, Hutchinson, the lefty, can stare right at him. 0-1. Lou pops it up foul. That will get to the seats. And for the second time tonight, the Flock are down to their final strike.
Such tense moments here at Bethpage Ballpark, obviously with so much importance on both of these teams. Obviously more on the Ducks, who would fall behind 0-2, but the Revolution can taste going up 2-0 before heading home. And they want Hutchinson to finish it, so everything riding on every pitch, it feels.
0-2, so Lou has to protect and use that great eye. They chant, "Let's go Ducks." The pitch downstairs, good block by Luis Cruz. No advance at first for Elmer Reyes. It's ball 1.
Of course, not saying that Tejeda wouldn't have blocked that ball, but obviously so important. Otherwise, Reyes moves into scoring position, and a base hit could potentially tie the game. So an important block by Cruz, who again was summoned in defensively for the Revolution here in the bottom of the 9th.
Ducks have scored a single run in the 7th and 8th. Need at least 1 here in the 9th. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the York Revolution have themselves a 5-4 victory. They take a 2-0 lead in this 2017 Atlantic League Championship Series, and they are out to mob Chase Hutchinson, who for the 2nd straight night has recorded a 5-out save in a 1-run win. So they form the victory handshake line, do the York Revolution to come to Long Island and take care of business, winning 8-7 last night, 5-4 tonight, and Long Island will have to win all 3 games in York, Pennsylvania to claim the crown.
Not an impossible feat by any stretch of the imagination, and as we saw in the first round of the playoffs last year. But like you pointed out, the Ducks were coming home down 0-2 last year. Now they have to go on the road and win 3 games in a very tough environment. And this Revolution team, which had a dreadful first half of the season, sprung to life with a terrific second half to get into the postseason, is now 1 win away from their 3rd Atlantic League championship.
And Michael, the 74th and final home game of 2017 for Long Island. We see this every year when the fans know it's the final game. They linger a little bit. For 5 months of their lives, this is their second home, where they meet their friends, where they meet their families, where the community comes together, and it was certainly a very special year for Long Island. Again, their 18th in franchise history. Always a little sad when you know the last game of the year has been played here tonight.
Yeah, it's always a tough feeling at the end of the year. The Ducks love playing here at home. They have traditionally, throughout the course of their history, been very good here at home. They started off the year a little bit rough here in this ballpark, but then came on very much, especially late in the first half and then in the second half here at home. But tough for the Ducks to go 1-3 in their home ballpark here in the 4 games played at Bethpage Ballpark in the postseason.
Yep.
Obviously, that is not good enough. Anybody on that Ducks roster or coaching staff will tell you that. And now it's up for the Ducks, who won the only 2 games they played on the road in the first round, to go on the road again here in the championship series and take all 3.
Yeah, they need to stay perfect on the road. They were perfect in Bridgewater, New Jersey, beating the Somerset Patriots in both games in the Garden State. Can they do the same in the Keystone State? We will find out starting tomorrow night at 6:30, but the Ducks have dropped both games here at home. The home slate of the schedule is done. They will take to the road for games 3, and they hope 4, and they hope 5 as well. well, but they trail 2-0 in this championship series. Again, the final tonight, the York Revolution 5, the Long Island Ducks 4. The postgame show is next.
Hey fans, this is catcher Alex Bird, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 24 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and also recently acquired Hampton Luxury Liner with regular service from New York City to the Hamptons. They also offer a variety of vineyard tour options. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines and Hampton Luxury Liner, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Chris King and Michael Pollock back to Bethpage Ballpark, where tonight in Game 2 of the 2017 Atlantic League Championship Series, the York Revolution defeat the Long Island Ducks by the final score of 5-4. And Michael, it's interesting. You look back at that Somerset series where the Ducks knocked out the Patriots in 4 games. The bullpen was the strength of the flock. It was tremendous in that series. Yet here in this series, last night we had a tie game after 7 innings. The Revs win it. Tonight we had a tie game after 7 innings. The Revs win it. The bullpen has been the difference that York has 2 wins and Long Island has 2 losses right now.
It certainly was a bigger bit of a difference last night in the game. Obviously, the Ducks had a couple leads late they couldn't hold on to. Tonight, actually, the bullpen came in and retired all 5 batters they faced, but in the end, I think it was sitting in the back of Kevin Baez's mind, possibly the struggles that the bullpen had last night and has had at points during the year, that maybe you don't go to the bullpen as early as you would with the way Jake Fisher was kind of laboring over his last few innings. Again, gave up 2 hits to start off the 6th, then allowed a run, gave up 2 hits with 2 outs in the 7th, that allowed a run, and then allowed 3 more hits in the 8th, the first 2 of which brought in a run. And that run ends up proving to be the difference in the game. So with Fisher starting to labor towards the end, you have to trust him with what he did in the first round against Somerset. But at the same time, it was clear he was starting to struggle a bit. And maybe that had a bit of a factor in the mind of Kevin Baez not to go to his relievers as early as he might if they had put in a better performance last night. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Unfortunately, Fisher couldn't get out of those jams. And I think another big factor in this game is the Ducks had several opportunities late to tie up the score, and they end up leaving 6 runners on base over the final 3 innings. That's not a winning formula.
Absolutely not. So again, the Ducks did win both road games in Somerset County, New Jersey in the opening round series, and we talked about it. Earlier this year, they went into York for a 4-game series and won all 4 games, and that's only about the 5th time in franchise history that's ever happened, sweeping a 4-game series in a road ballpark. The last 2 series, they dropped 2 of 3, but they were 6-4 at People's Bank Park. So they're going to be confident, Michael. They know how well they played here. 2 one-run losses, very difficult to deal with. And tomorrow night, the all-time franchise leader in just about every category, John Brownell, will be on the hill. We're hoping that that ankle that he tweaked here in Game 1 against Somerset, where he clearly struggled, is better. And who better to hand the ball to when you need to keep your season alive than John Brownell?
And that was part of the mindset that Kevin Baez had, was depending on what happened here, in any of the situations, Brownell's the guy he wanted to have the ball in Game 3. It did give him some time to rest that ankle up a little bit more, but you think about the 3 different roles. You're up 2-0, you go to York, you hand the ball to Brownell, your ace, as he's been over the past now 5 seasons, a chance to go out there and try and sweep the series. If the Ducks are leading, if the series is tied at 1, then a chance to go ahead in a swing game of the series, which obviously is very important on the road, you hand the ball to Brownell. And now in this situation that ends up coming to fruition, you're down 0-2, you need to win 3 straight games on the road. The Ducks can't look at it as they need to win 3 straight. They need to look at it as they need to win on Friday. That's the mentality they took in the Liberty Division Championship Series against Somerset last year. They needed to win Game 3. They found a way to win Game 3 and then went on to win 4 and 5. The Ducks need to find a way tomorrow to get to Victor Mateo early, and they've had some success this year against Mateo, but they also need to find a way to get Brownell to pitch like the John Brownell we know and not like what we saw in round one of this postseason. So it'll be up to him tomorrow. Again, as you mentioned, no better guy to give the ball to, and we'll see if it ends up working out for the Ducks tomorrow night.
Well, Michael and I have selected Alonzo Harris at the top of the order for the Revs tonight as our player of the game. He led off the game with a solo homer to left, his second of the playoffs, had a big sac fly that drove in a run in the sixth. So all in all, he ends up going 1 for 3 with 2 runs batted in and a run scored. The left fielder and leadoff man Alonzo Harris, tonight's player of the game for the Revs. We'll take one more break, and when we come back, a quick recap of how it went down tonight in the Revs' 5-4 victory over Long Island. We'll run you through the out-of-town scoreboard and preview tomorrow night's Game 3 matchup when we roll on from Central Islip.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Patrick Kreider, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network.
Long Island's Ford Giant is celebrating its 60th year anniversary. Stop by Sayville Ford to check out their state-of-the-art showroom featuring enclosed service drives, luxurious customer lounge, and a larger selection to choose from. Get giant savings on hundreds of new and used vehicles in stock. Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary celebration is going on now. Visit SayvilleFord.com or download the Sayville Ford app today to learn more about Sayville Ford's 60th anniversary savings. Call 631-589-4800 today.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Chris King and Michael Pollack back one final time to Bethpage Ballpark in Central Islip, where tonight in Game 2 of this Atlantic League Championship Series, the York Revolution defeat the Long Island Ducks by the final tally of 5-4, taking a 2-0 lead after their 8-7 victory in Game 1 last night. Well, last night, a pair of righties were the starters. Lead in the top of the first as Alonzo Harris hit a leadoff homer over both walls and left, his second of the postseason, and it was 1-0 Revs, but the Ducks would get it back in the bottom of the frame as Elmer Reyes scampered all the way around from first base when Lou Ford hit a ground ball to the third baseman Chase Simpson, who threw it away, and we had ourselves a 1-1 game after one. The Ducks would jump on top 2-1 in the bottom of the fourth as Alex Berg hit a solo homer just inside the foul pole down the right field line, his second of the playoffs, and Long Island was ahead by a run. But the Revs would get that back in the sixth inning on a sac fly by Alonzo Harris that brought home Ryan Dent, and we had ourselves a 2-2 game. Revs would go back on top 3-2 in the top of the seventh on an RBI single by Travis Witherspoon that plated Isaiah Tejeda, but the Ducks would get that back in the bottom of the frame as coming home to score for the Ducks was pinch runner Jordan Hinshaw on a ground ball infield single by Giovanni Alfonso that made it a 3-3 game after 7 innings. But the Revs would score twice in the top of the eighth on an RBI single by Jared Mitchell and an RBI ground out by Telvin Nash to make it a 5-3 game. Ducks would creep within one on the bottom of the frame as Alex Berg had an RBI fielder's choice to make it 5-4. But the Revs would go down in order in the top of the ninth. They would bring in Chase Hutchinson in that eighth inning to get the final 2 outs. He would stay on in the ninth, get Dan Lyons to fly out to right, Giovanni Alfonso to ground out to short. Elmer Reyes worked out a 2-out walk, and the tying run was aboard for Long Island, but he struck out Lou Ford swinging to end the game, and the Revs had themselves their second straight 1-run win. For York tonight, 5 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. They leave 3. For the Ducks, 4 runs, 7 hits, no errors. They stranded 8 men on base, as Michael told you, including 6 in the final 3 innings. The winner is Sides. He goes to 3-0. The loser, Fisher, he drops to 1-1. And Chase Hutchinson picks up his 3rd save of the playoffs and his 2nd straight 5-out save of the championship series. The game played in 2 hours and 50 minutes before a crowd of 3,069. So again, the Revs go to 5-1 in the postseason. The Ducks drop to 3-2. Long Island has now lost 5 straight playoff games against York and 5 straight games in championship series play. We're going to check in on the out-of-town scoreboard. Again, the Mets were off tonight. They will close out their regular season in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Ducks are headed to Pennsylvania as well, but they'll take on the Phillies tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. Yankees had an early lead over the Rays in the Bronx, but now it is all Tampa as the Rays lead it 9-5 in the bottom of the sixth, so still a long way to go. And as far as the top of the AL East, the Boston Red Sox in action tonight as well. Red Sox trailing the Astros 10-2. So again, the Red Sox had a magic number of 2 to clinch the AL East. That game is in mid-6th at Fenway, so it doesn't look like they'll come back from 8 runs down, but the Yankees themselves trail by 4. So if those scores hold, the Red Sox would have a magic number of 1 with 2 games remaining to clinch that AL East. So, Michael, the Ducks down 2. They've done it before. We've seen them do it when they've had all 3 games at home. Can they do it with all 3 games on the road? We will see. John Brownell, the right-hander, gets the ball tomorrow. He struggled big time in Game 1 against Somerset, giving up 13 hits in just 5 1/3 innings, 7 runs, 4 of those were earned in a 7-1 loss. Meanwhile, Victor Mateo, the righty who will go for the Revs, was the winner in Game 2 of their Freedom Division Championship Series over Southern Maryland, tossing 5 1/3 of 7-hit, 2-run ball. Who else to give the ball to than the all-time franchise leader in just about every category, John Brownell? Need a win to keep the season alive. As you said, you need to win 1 game 3 times in a row. You don't need to win 3. You've got to win 1 game tomorrow, get it to Saturday, win 1 game Saturday, get it to Sunday.
And Kevin Baez said before the season, way back on Media Day, back in early to mid-April, John Brownell was simply the best pitcher. Michael Pfaff said it too, the best pitcher in franchise history. So he's going to take the ball tomorrow in Game 3. Obviously, the concern will be focused on his ankle after what happened in Game 1 of the Liberty Division Championship Series, but he has said multiple times at the start of this series that his ankle is fine. He is good to go. He is ready to take the ball. He has come through in so many pressure situations, elimination games. You have to just think right back to Game 5 of that 2013 Atlantic League Championship Series in Somerset with their backs against the wall after losing a 2-0 series lead. He pitches into the 9th inning, and the Ducks win their second title in a row on 3 days rest. Exactly right. So he's had plenty of time to rest after pitching last Wednesday.
He'll be on 8 days rest tomorrow.
Exactly. And so people will talk about all that extra rest and how that affects it. I think ultimately numbers during the regular season get thrown out the window. In terms of what guys have done the last 2 nights, it's thrown out the window. It's all about tomorrow night's game. Everybody's available. It's do or die for the Ducks. It's going to be that way for these next 3 days if the Ducks are able to extend it further. But as you mentioned, the Ducks have to think about 1 game, and the big key is going to be what they did in Game 3 in Somerset. They took the crowd right out of it. You know York is going to get a good crowd tomorrow night with the fact that they knew they were going to be hosting Game 3 of the Championship Series if they got there, knowing the fact now that they're up 2-0 and a chance to win the title tomorrow in their home ballpark. So the key is getting the crowd out of it early. It's exactly what the Ducks did in Game 3 against Somerset. They got 3 runs in the first against Will Oliver. They'll need to get to Victor Mateo early. If they let him settle into the game, he's going to pitch well. When that has happened, and the Ducks haven't gotten to him early, he's pitched well against them. When the Ducks have gotten him early in the game, they've been able to score a bunch of runs, get a lot of hits against him, and knock him out early. We've seen how good the Revolution bullpen can be, so especially at the back end with Hutchinson. So that's going to be the big key, is getting in front early, and at the same time, they're going to need John Brownell to be John Brownell. If he's not, it's going to be very tough.
Well, again, another incredible season has come to an end here at home. The Ducks played 74 home games. Some amazing nights, Michael. We talk about that 12-game winning streak, many of those at home, the 17-2 run in August, 9 sellout crowds, 9 waddle-off wins. For the folks that are looking forward to next year, they will host their 3rd All-Star game. That is always a special night. And then the following year, a 20th anniversary season. So lots to look forward to. But for many folks, you pointed out, it was exactly 5 months ago tonight of the home opener was played. So 5 months of incredible nights here. You come, you meet your friends, your family, the community. It's such a great summer feeling, a great place to be. It has been for 18 years, and it's come to an end at home. But the Ducks hope they can bring home a trophy on Sunday and maybe have a celebration in this park with their fans if they can't have another game.
Exactly right. And although this loss may be deflating, it's not the loss that ends their season.
Right.
The season still goes on. They will still be getting on the bus in a short while and heading to York, and they will come out with everything running on all cylinders tomorrow because they'll get that rest. They won't have to be up early in the morning to take that bus ride. They'll be able to sleep in a little bit, but they will be heading out to York. They know exactly what their mission is, and ultimately this team has never really panicked at any point during the season. Even when they were struggling in the first half, when they were struggling down the stretch, I never saw any sense of panic. But you're right, Chris. This is a summer tradition here on Long Island. Coming out to Ducks games was another fantastic year here at Bethpage Ballpark. So much great support. You talked about the thrilling wins that we saw throughout the course of the season, those 9 walk-off wins, or waddle-off wins as we like to call them. But ultimately, now the Ducks have to find a way to go on the road and do something that they have not done before, and that's come back from 2-0 in the championship series down and find a way to win that.
So again, Michael, if there is a Sunday, I will see you in York on Sunday. I'm counting on seeing you Sunday in York, Pennsylvania.
That's my
Sound
plan.
good?
Unless I hear otherwise, I'm planning on seeing you Sunday
All
in
right.
York.
I will see you there, my friend. That will do it from here. Once again, your final score tonight from Bethpage Ballpark in Central Islip, New York, in Game 2 of the 2017 Atlantic League Championship Series. It was the York Revolution 5 and the Long Island Ducks 4. The Revs take a 2-0 lead in this best-of-5 set. We do invite you to join us for our next Long Island Ducks broadcast. That'll be tomorrow night when the Ducks visit the Revs for Game 3 of this ALCS. The pregame show starts at 6:20 p.m. We'll throw the first pitch at 6:35, and you'll hear it all right here on the Long Island Ducks Broadcast Network, LIDucks.com, YouTube.com/DucksBaseball, and Facebook.com/LIDucks. You'll hear it all with my partner, Michael Pollack. For Michael, I'm Chris King, saying thanks so much for listening. We'll do it all over again tomorrow night from Pennsylvania, Dutch country. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday evening, everyone. And for the final time in 2017, good night from the Duck Pond.